hope everyone's doing awesome. Here we are then, guys. This is our new shop, our Raindrop Chronicles shop, which has officially launched now. I gave you guys a little hint that I was working on it last week. It's threadless that we're using as the store. I chose them because they had some really neat options available that other stores didn't have, like being able to do repeated patterns and all over things on shirts. I really liked that because I had this vision in mind that I wanted to let's get the internet up and get the actual, there we go, it's up. I had this vision in mind that I wanted to have our little sprites a repeated pattern of their walking sprite basically, and obviously a lot of like t-shirt stores only allow you to have a print at the front, like a big kind of design at the front of a shirt, but there's not much flexibility in being super creative and going all out with the design, but threadless do let you do that. So I was like, neat, we're using this one. Doing okay, and you? I'm doing good because I'm excited about this. I actually really like these designs. I love the colourful thing. I love my own design. Yes, I do. I'm happy with it. So what am I gonna do now? Right, so I'm gonna take another couple of screenshots before we post the tweet. And yes, I was gonna say something else, but my mind's gone and done a blank. But yeah, we got the fruits, one of each of them, different colours for each. We've already had a sale, so I'm happy about that. We've already got someone that bought one of them, so that's freaking awesome. And I'm probably going to buy one later. I'm not going to reveal to you guys which one I'm going to get though. That'll be a secret and I'll wear it on stream when it comes. And yeah, one thing I was a bit worried about was because the sprites themselves, these cute little fruits, were based on another sprite, so there was a copyright issue there. They are like, I'd say, very, very original characters, and they've been very heavily edited from what the original sprite graphic was, but they were still based on another sprite. So I contacted the artist and asked if that was okay, and they gave me the go ahead, so we're all good. And they said they just want to be credited, which I've done. I've put all the info on the collar at the back of the neck, so any like stuff like that isn't actually on the shirt. It's all on the neck bit at the back where the label would be. So I'm happy with that because it's pretty cool that they allow you that sort of customization. They look good. Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate that. They're very, very colourful. Very, very bold designs. But, you know, some people love that stuff. I do. I don't usually wear t-shirts, but because these are so cute, I would. Right, so I'm going to just finish taking these screenshots, guys. We'll do one of this one, and then we will start once the tweet is up. But yes, this has stolen all my weekend, doing all these designs and setting up the store. So Raindrop Chronicles itself, there's not really tons I've done since the last stream on Friday, but this was a big job and something I've wanted to get set up for ages, so it's a good thing off the to-do list. And eventually there'll be more stuff on here over time. You'll be full with other original characters and cool stuff from the game. So we're going to get Photoshop up. Oh dear, we can see me. Go away. I just captured my other monitor. Yes. Kia, how are you doing? It's good to see you. I hope you had a good weekend. Happy Monday to you. How are things going, my friend? Right, so let's get... Just want to make sure everything is shown off and looks cool. Maybe we could crop this image. I always don't like how Twitter do images now, though. I think they used to look really good. But like when they did their recent UI change, it messed up the images. But oh my goodness, how could I forget to give you some hype, Kia? I appreciate that 6 month sub, 6 month streak as well. Holy butts. That is insane. Thank you so much for that support. So I'm going to give you some hype in chat for that. Appreciate that. Yay. Things are going well. Hope things are going well with you as well. Yes, Kia, I'm feeling good at the moment, and a lot of that is to do with the fact I've just made these really cute, adorable shirt designs and officially released the store. And we've had a sale already, so all going good. All going good. Exciting times, which is very much needed right now. We need something to keep us going and happy. Try, how are you doing? How are you doing, Try? It's good to see you. Hope you had a good weekend too. Honestly, guys, I have just had no time. I thought I'll sit down and play some Final Fantasy VII or Animal Crossing this weekend, but no, I spent it all doing this, but it was well worth it. And I think we'll have a third image as well, and we'll have a super close zoom in for this third image, I think, because some people might not even be able to tell what that is, but if we have a super close zoom in, they will. Okay. When you zoom in, you can see the cuteness of the blueberry. Pretty good, just had a load of food arrive, got some nice meals planned for this week. Oh, yummy. It's always good when food comes. What meals? What yummy meals? Okay, so I think these images look alright, do you folks? I think this shows off our new store. We got one of the actual main store, and you can see the range. Then we got the shirt, and then we got one that's a zoom in. So we'll get those saved right now and put them up on Twitter, and then we'll start. But it's kind of very relevant that this is actually the shirts we have, the fruits, because these are all the focus of the game at the moment in the cutscene we're working on. Hello everybody, hi True Baldy. Good afternoon to you. I hope this week is treating you well so far. Pleasure to see you as always. Five spice pork with Chinese style rice is the plan for tonight. Got some honey, red pepper and onion. That sounds delicious. I'm almost jealous. But I'm sure I'll have a yummy meal tonight myself, hopefully. I'm fine. How are you? I'm good, Trubaldi. We just launched our shop, guys. I'm going to give you the command so you can all have a little peek. Have a nosy at it. So yes. Exciting times. All designed by yours truly. We've had a sale, so it's going good. It's going good so far. And I've got to put a link to that in the panels as well, because we haven't done that yet. It's literally just recently been launched, so it's brand new. Haven't had time to do anything. Wouldn't have it any other way. Yay! Look at it, Neville being cute with those adorable emotes. Yeah, not any other way. Hope your music's going well, Trubaldi. Right, so now we've done those, we've saved the images. Here's the Twitter. You can all see all my business. No. Wow, there's nothing really that secretive here at all. Just a silly tweet. Okay, so here we go. 0 characters, so just managed to fit them in. And we can get those images in. Thanks for asking. You're welcome. Actually working on a new track and it gets better and better. I have a lot to learn and do. It's just always so fun to make something like creative, no matter what it is, isn't it true, Baldy? I think it's very fulfilling. But good job. We're always learning, but even when we're amazing, we still have to learn. Never stops. Nearly top 200. Oh my goodness, 201. Holy butts. Yes, you've been doing really well with that lurk. I was just about to say, how on earth did you get them that quick? But then I remembered you had them on your old account and you had quite a few of them as well. So that's how you got them all. It's exciting and rewarding. Yay. Look at Trubaldi as well. Oh my goodness, you've done really well, Trubaldi. Nearly in the top 50 there as well. Nearly a wave, nearly the next rank. Guys, guess how many raindrops I've got? I wonder if anybody knows. Okay, so I mean, I'm fine with just putting that one image up, but I kind of want people to see the zoomed in ones. You see it zoomed in. There we go. Okay, there we go. Sorry for the flexing. You guys can brag about your raindrops. It's totally understandable. You'd be excited about such a thing. Over 900. Net 9,000. Let's have a look then. I kind of do this sometimes. I show you how many I've got. Oh my goodness, look at that. I'm not the highest rank though. Believe it or not, I still have to get like another 3k to rank up to the highest. I don't think we can get higher than a Leviathan personally. I don't know if we can. Hi Moon, I spy with my little light, my awesome twinsy. Yes, Moon Shadow is my twinsy, and the reason for that, guys, is because we like the exact same games. It's almost scary how our taste in games just matches so much. Like I'm quite proud because I like all these hidden gems that nobody's heard of, like Lost Odyssey, but Moonshadow even knows that game and loves it too. He also loves a hidden gem called The Witcher 3 Kappa. Holy smokes, yeah, it's a lot, isn't it, Trubaldi? A lot of raindrops. We're simply awesome. It's pretty crazy that even me, the streamer, still isn't the highest rank now. I mean, that is a lot of raindrops, but this shows The grinding is never ending in this stream with those raindrops. But how are you, Moonshadow? How are things going? I'm gonna press the tweet and I'm nervous because I feel weird about self-promo. I get all weird because I'm a silly. And then I realised that why the hell wouldn't I self-promo such cute little fruits with the face on them? You're missing out, guys. There's one of lemon as well, by the way, Moonshadow. This is Moonshadow. That's Moonshadow. It's quite a funny story. Basically, I accidentally called Moonshadow Lemon in stream the other week. I looked and was reading chat, and I said something, and then was like, yeah, lemon, and I was like, oops, I'm so sorry, Moon. And it's only because we were like working on Lemon's dialogue or something at the time, so I was thinking about lemon, and I was really like mortified because lemon is kind of a bad word to call somebody. When you say you're a lemon, it's meant to mean like, what's it mean? It's not meant to be a compliment anyway. Hello there. Hi S4, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Welcome. Hope you're doing good and having a good Monday. I must be the dark twin because I played that game, but angry face, you didn't like it, Try? Oh my goodness, we're gonna have a problem. I think it's it's my favourite game. I'm so very that word said. But I get the criticism. I mean, it didn't get the scores I believe it should have got. It kind of was hugely underrated because people didn't give it the reviews it deserved. Mainly problems about it being too old school, basically, with a turn-based battle kind of annoy people because people don't like that now. Apparently it's not cool anymore. But I actually really love that. I mean, you know, I'm a bit of a nostalgic nerd for turn-based, traditional, old school JRPG. My twins who calls me a bad word, I'm a proud lemon. The story's great, but when the combat system is painful, yeah. I figured that would be the problem, Try, because it's the only thing to fault with that game, because everything else to me is beautiful. Like the story and everything, it just has so much heart. And the more recent Final Fantasies feel very empty and shallow in comparison to that game, and it has that nice Sakaguchi touch to it for sure that the golden Final Fantasy era games had. And the load times, yeah, it was made in 2007 and it's on the Xbox 360. It's, you know, probably got its little flaws, but I'm one of these people, I've always been one of these people that I can totally not care about any technical flaws or even gameplay issues if the story has something special about it. But a lot of people aren't like that. A lot of people get impatient and care more about good gameplay. But I can definitely look the other way if it's a really good story. Yay. Okay, so let's get this tweet up. I'm nervous. Okay. Hopefully these images come up looking okay, because like I say, Twitter balks them. There we go. Done. No. Try again. Look, I broke Twitter with my tweet. Oopsie oops. Oh well, I think we've had enough there. If anybody wants to give me a like or whatever, then I'll appreciate that. Okay. I am going to retweet it on the Raindrop RPG account now. actually prefer the old classic turn-based combat. Lately, the FF games in particular have gone more action orientated, which I guess attracts more people. I just want a good JRPG again with traditional turn-based combat. Yeah, I like it for that nostalgia, and I also really genuinely enjoy more the slow-paced experience where I can just sit back and think of what action I'm going to do next. I think that's why I kind of enjoy card games sometimes, like I play Gwent and Hearthstone sometimes. I need both, but I'm probably more critical than most. Yeah, I could imagine you being a bit of a critic try. No, sometimes that's good, because then you know when someone likes a game, you know it's going to be good. If somebody's a critic. Twitter's been cranky for me today as well. What do you think of Octopath Traveler? That is if you played it, of course. That is one on my list. I think it looks very, very cute and like a very special game from what I've seen. Ever-growing list. I know the feels. I have that ever-growing list of games too. But yes, I'm definitely partial to turn-based, but it wouldn't be a deal breaker for me if a game was action-based, but as long as it was special and had heart and had all that good stuff in the story as well. I wouldn't be like, oh my god, I'm not playing this because this is an action. This is an action one and it's not turn-based. Never. You know, if it's got, you know, if there's a lot of care that's been put into it, then ultimately I don't mind the gameplay style. But I definitely don't get it when people are like, I'm not playing this game because it's turn-based. It's like, you could be missing out. Honestly, my favourite RPG battle system, well, second after Undertale, but that's kind of special case, is the Mario and Luigi series. Yeah, it's funny, Luigi. When I was a kid, I used to pronounce his name Luigi. Luigi. I pronounced everything wrong when I was a kid. Nearly all the Final Fantasy characters' names I pronounced wrong. I think Twitter's still booked because I want to retweet this tweet. But it's being a silly Billy. It's never done this before. I swear it's only because I've finally got an exciting tweet and it wants to do this to me now. Because I don't tweet much. Not really, not compared to a lot of people. I managed to get a tweet away a few minutes ago at least, so Twitter behaves now and then. Cloud Strife, okay, you probably pronounced that one fine even. I said instead of Midgar, I said Midja. And I called Stefroth. There's not even a T. So like silly. Who else did I say wrong? I called T for Tifa. Who else is there? Who else is there? There's definitely a lot of names, aren't they? Bahamut, is it Bahamut? I said Bahamut. What's that? Like some stupid ways of saying it. Silly kids. That's what I am. A silly kid. Got to talk about how to pronounce. Yeah, I said Mako. I always pronounced it as Mako, but don't they say Mako or something in the game? I can't even remember that. I remember when it seemed like every other person online had Sephiroth in their name, yeah. Thank you, Rafa, for that follow. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, guys, I'm doing the Twitter refreshing. Because I wanna give a retweet. I honestly don't know the correct way to pronounce Miko. The game says one way, or some of them say the game is wrong. Yeah, sometimes that happens. Even in like TV shows, like Game of Thrones was one. Some of the characters pronounce characters' names differently, and in the same show. So yeah, sometimes pronunciation is a weird thing. I say pronounce it however you want, Moon. I've given up caring now. Okay. So what have I done with Raindrop Chronicles over the week? And absolutely nothing, because I've been busy making all these awesome designs. That's what. So let's just get. But how did we finish? Let's remind ourselves, because we're going to be turning on the RPG Maker in a minute. But we was working on the cutscene with the fruits. He was just putting it all together. We had them jumping out the fruit basket and threatening the party for messing with their property, and we're about to get into the heavy dialogue stuff in the scene now, because we spent a lot of time doing the animations, and that's all the time consuming bit. But there's something as well that I did change, which I'll talk about in a sec. Final Fantasy X music. Yeah, this track, I mean, I don't have my earphones in, so a lot of the time I can't hear it, but I can actually hear it because it's coming out really loud out my headphones, and I know which one it is. And it is. This one makes me sad. This track does. 10 gives me the feels. It does. I honestly. Yeah, I guess Mako is one of those tomato, yeah, and yogurt, and vitamin and vitamin. What, is there any other words? I mean, I always say tomato, but I know a lot of people say tomato, and to be honest, tomato makes more sense because there's no R in tomato. So 10 was special. It is. It's my very, very close second favourite Final Fantasy to 7. The only reason 7's my favourite is because of the nostalgia, and I mean the original, by the way, not the remake. It's just the first one I played, and it's hard for anything to beat that first one, you know. I do wonder whether I would have still loved it as much if it had been the second or third or fourth or fifth Final Fantasy I played, but that first one, that nostalgia, is a powerful thing. Okay guys, shall we get on with it? And thank you for the peoples who have liked and retweeted so far. Okay, so we're going to cross these off Photoshop now. We don't need them. Only for our tweet we wanted them. I want to buy the tomato shirt because it's red and I love red clothes, and it'll match with my wallpaper and all my stuff in my room. And it'll also work really well on stream because it won't like go invisible from the green screen if I get the tomato one. Let's just go on Twitter. I think it's working properly now. Because some of them unfortunately are green, so I wouldn't be able to wear some of them on stream, and that would totally defeat the point because I've got to wear them on stream. But you know, they had to be green because that's what suited that fruits colour scheme. But that one will work. So tomatoes an asshole. The tomato character kind of don't want to give love to a character that doesn't deserve it, but I suppose he has a certain charm to him. He's cute. They're all cute. Thank you, Moon, for the like. I appreciate that. Honestly, they're all assholes apart from Apple. Okay, so here's our scene. And we got Photoshop up. So basically I did do some editing, and yes, this is a problem, but let's get it up so you actually know what I'm talking about, guys. Fruit basket, where's it hiding? So this, you probably remember this if you was here in the streams last week, folks. We was working on this fruit basket and them jumping out of it, and I was pretty happy with it. There's a few like little bits to tidy up, and I'm probably going to do that tomorrow because tomorrow's my day off stream, which will allow me to get some time doing some of the tidying up for this cutscene. Because I was doing Merc, it didn't really give me much chance to do that. Okay, so this is what I was doing. Well, basically there's an issue now because I did some editing on these fruits. I made them look better. Like, just very, you know, I had to do them for the shirts because I wanted them to look bolder and even cuter. And it's very subtle changes. Like, if you looked at the old version compared to the new, you probably wouldn't notice. In all honesty, the edits aren't that huge. But if you saw them next to each other, you'd definitely notice, which is what I'm going to show you now, what I've done different. It's just colour differences. I just made them a little bit cleaner because I was actually like, when I was super zoomed in on them and looked at them close, I was like, they look a little bit messy in parts, and some of the colours weren't the tidiest. So I don't know if I actually have the, you know, I wouldn't have the old version of the face in front, but we can show you the side one to start show the difference. But it's very subtle, but I will still update them because I'm a first part and I'm not going to leave it like the old one. But can you see it looks bolder now and sharper and just cleaner, which I wanted to do anyway because they were going on shirts. And this, he's got his eye, there's a white little bit, and just sets him off a little bit better, I think. It makes him stand out and look even cuter, and I did that to all of them. Just gave them that little white dot in their eye and just tidied up some of the colouring. So just very subtle stuff. So I will have to update this whole fruit basket. I don't think it'll take long, in all honesty, because we still had the PSD file, so we just need to replace their back views and these few layers. But I'm not going to do it on stream today because it's pretty boring. So well, I'll kind of want to move on to other stuff to keep the streams varied and fun. You guys have seen enough of this fruit basket, so I'll be doing all that in the tidying up tomorrow. Clockwork SJ, how's it going? So good to see you. Well, hi there, hope you're doing well. How are you doing, Clockwork? Thanks for stopping by. It's always lovely to see my friends and stuff that I haven't seen in a while, and your Clockwork's an awesome person, awesome human, one of the very first people I met on Twitch. So I hope you're doing well, Clockwork. Final Fantasy VI is one of the best FF songs ever, in my opinion. 8 was my first FF game, so it'll always be special. Yeah, I get the 8 nostalgia too, because that was my second one. Lemon shirt for the win, because I'm on it, yes. Lemon shirt. Lemon, I love the earthy colours of the lemon shirt, for sure. I think it suited him quite well. But yes, which one did you like in 6? Terra's theme, Moon? 6 and 4 hit hard for me. All Tri-likes though, the early ones. Yeah, I'm sure I'd have liked them too, but because I was born a little bit later, I missed out on the nostalgia for those ones. I have like seen and played bits of them though. I really need a proper playthrough of 6 at some point. Thank you, Try, for the host as well. I said follow. Follow. I'm alright, just finished the video teaching for the day. You're forever a fave, hun. Thank you, Clockwork. You're always so kind to all of us. We need more kind people in the world. Just yesterday I listened to Terra's, Tifa's and Aeris theme back to back. Oh my god. Aeris theme makes me like just cry. Because it's just so sad. I was born in 1994, no nostalgia, played them late, I love them. Oh, really? Well, I've got no excuse then, Try, because I was born earlier than that. So yes. I guess Final Fantasy VII was the first one I played, because my dad bought me a PS1. And it's just that powerful nostalgia because of that. And when I discovered 6 and 4 and 5... it was several years down the line. I think I'd actually played 8, 9 and 10 before I even took notice of 5, 6 and 7. And I still thought, oh gosh, these are cool, but I didn't have that nostalgia attachment to them. Same, Moon. Feel old, thanks, Try. I feel old now too. 7 was the first for a lot of people, including me. But now, if you're born in 1994, you're not a baby at all. You know, it pretty much scares me that people born in the millennium are like 20 years old now. How creepy is that? Because I still feel like people born in the millennium are babies, but they're not. They're of age now. 7 was my first too. Yay! Do you like 7 as well, Clockwork, because of it being your first? I played them all back to back last year, and I believe that objectively 7 was a huge jump in storytelling and character development. Hi Rex, how are you doing? Yeah, Rex is very fond of 7, and I was very curious what Rex would think of 7, because 7 sometimes gets criticism for those polygon graphics. People think it's so dated, but I think there's a charm to it, and you know, it gives me tons of nostalgia. I love it. I love them. But yeah, I do. I do wonder, I think, would I have loved it as much if it wasn't my first? But maybe I loved it for other reasons. Maybe I just genuinely loved it because it was the best, in my opinion. I guess never know. I have to be reborn and play Final Fantasy VII later in life to know. This 6 was really good, but I think 7 is the best still. And oh my god, the remake. The remake's very beautiful for sure. Obviously I'm not going to spoil things in chat. I know how it ends and I'm not very happy, but I'm not going to say anything else because I don't want to ruin people's experiences. Like, I'm very happy for the people that are getting a lot out of it and having a fantastic time. I have yet to finish this part of 7 remake, kind of taking it slow, don't want it to end. I'm kind of like that too, Moon, mainly because I'm just not getting the time to play it, in all honesty. And though people often forget, it is one. Pokemon Red was my first RPG. Yeah, Pokemon Yellow was my but I believe I played 7 before Pokemon Yellow. I definitely did, because I remember very clearly that I discovered Pokemon Yellow on my 11th birthday when I went to Disney World in the year of the millennium. And I don't know, Pokemon Yellow might have been out a year or two before then, before the millennium. I think it came out in 1998 or around then. But it was the millennium when I was like, had my Game Boy and I just wouldn't put it down because I was on holiday in Disney World. And it's a very memorable time for me. I was obsessed. And I discovered Final Fantasy VII a few years before that. Well, basically when it came out in 1997. It was a bold choice, laughing my ass off. I got it really early and I blew through the remake. Yeah. I still haven't even bought the remake, but I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it's weird, but because I know how it ends, it's kind of made me not like motivated to finish it or play any more of it. I definitely will get around to finishing it, but I don't feel that motivation to just get on it and be like, oh my god, I want to play. Maybe if I didn't look at spoilers, I'd be more excited. It's my own fault. I shouldn't have looked at spoilers. I'm silly. But I'm kind of glad I did, because it's told me a lot of things. It's been very insightful to discover those things. I got 1.5 chapters left of the remake, so I'm literally taking baby steps, because who knows when the second part will come out. Yes, I wish they'd communicated more about that, because I don't think that's very good how they haven't give us any sign at all about when it's looking to be out. I don't think that's communicating with your community well at all. But you know, Square probably don't give a damn because they're rich anyway. You know. I think you'll enjoy it. Also, hello to Clockwork SJ and Moonshadow. Yeah, Rex is a critic. Like, he played through all the Final Fantasy games 1 to 15 and he ripped some apart, you know. He was ripping into them. So, I think I'm bad when it comes to criticising. You might not think it, guys, because I'm such a sweet person. But, gosh, I can get really critical when I want to. But yeah, Rex is worse than me, and I've been pretty critical about the remake privately. I'm not one of these people that go off on one and are like, oh my god, I hate it. Like, I am really happy for the people that are enjoying it, because I believe, yeah, it does deserve that. It's beautiful, and yeah, I'm sure people who aren't like Final Fantasy Classic 7 purists like me will probably enjoy it more. I just don't like all the extra stuff that's been introduced, you know. It's very Kingdom Hearts, and that's not Final Fantasy 7 to me. Really glad I had it as early as meant no temptation to read spoilers or work through, as they didn't exist. Yeah, I'm one who really struggles to resist that spoiler stuff when I know it's there. And because I was just so, like, invested, I was like, I need to know how my favourite game remake's going to end. I had to look, I couldn't resist. Don't know how it ends, I do know. Yeah, I am not going to be saying, guys, don't you worry, because I don't want to ruin the experience for you, so I'll be keeping my mouth shut, which is everyone knows about, but yeah, that's all I know. Yeah, I have no idea what that could be, Moon, but who knows? Who knows? I mean, the remake's only a third of the full story, that's what everyone knows, but yeah, can't say much, yeah. Can't wait for Final Fantasy 1 HD remake. You know, it could be a hit, try. All I can say is that the ending took me a few days to really like the process. Yeah, I really have to be careful what I say because I don't want to spoil. But yeah, it isn't like the original. That's all I'm going to say. It's not like that. I think that's all I'm going to say for sure. I don't know if a particular event in 7 is part of the ending or not. Spoilers don't bother me unless it's a puzzle game. High Haste, yeah, I can have spoilers in puzzle games because I'm awful at them. Awful at puzzles, guys. Really like what they did with it and wouldn't have appreciated nearly as much as if I hadn't played the original. But I like weird meta stuff in my media. Yeah. It's strange. I think it's very mixed from what I've seen. Some people absolutely love it. Other people are absolutely hating it. I'm kind of like, I wouldn't give it 0 out of 10. I'm not that bad. Like some people have, because they're so salty. I'd give it a solid 6 out of 10. Maybe that's harsh, but 6 out of 10 is really good for me, because I don't give anything 10 out of 10 ever. Okay, so even Final Fantasy VII, the original, only has 9 out of 10 for me. And probably Lost Odyssey does as well. In fact, I lie. I would give a game 10 out of 10, and that'd be The Witcher 3. But that's the only game in the world I'd give a 10 out of 10 to, because it's flawless. Hi, Rose and chat. Hi, Yasmin. How you doing? It's good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. Howdy, Yasmin. And thank you for that follow, Heisty. I can't remember if I said thank you or not. I would have given Skyrim 10 out of 10, I think. Skyrim's was brilliant in its day when it came out, especially what you can do with the modding in it too. I definitely give it a solid 8 out of 10, Skyrim. Which, again, is good. It's a good score from me. But yeah, anybody that gives Skyrim full marks, I totally get why, because it's immersive as heck. It's brilliant. The books would prevent me from giving Skyrim a 10. Yeah, I just absolutely loved walking around that world and doing whatever I wanted. I didn't even do the main quest for ages, because I just loved wandering around and just picking up loot and building my character. I want games to create debate. I want people writing essays on what the heck does this mean. Thank you, Glitter, for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome to the stream, peoples. As you can see, we've just got a zoomed in Photoshop of these cute little fruits in a basket right now because we're having chats, which usually happens here. We tend to talk a lot, and I encourage that. I say that streams are the time for chatting and community bonding. Whether it's talking about Raindrop Chronicles or other games, other RPGs in general. And this is ultimately, guys, why I only stream 3 days a week, because I need those other days to actually do the stuff and do things. Otherwise, we'll be here until 2050 making this game. See, Witcher 3 has many bugs too, but I also think that's a 10. I'm quite forgiving for huge games that have bugs. Yeah, I don't remember coming across any bugs in The Witcher 3, but definitely I'm sure it had some, because all games do. But because of its scope, the quality of the DLCs, the quality of even the side quests, just the scope of the world and how open and incredible quality of the story writing is, and the lore, it's just a easy 10 out of 10. And I genuinely I struggle these days, like probably in the last 10 years I've struggled to actually sit down and truly be immersed by a game and want to get up every waking hour and play it. That doesn't happen now. It did when I was younger, and I, you know, for some reason as I've got older, less so, because probably I feel like time's not on my side now and I have to actually do more productive things. But The Witcher 3 was one that, you know, I actually genuinely just wanted to play it 24/7. And it's hard for a game to do that. Even Persona 5, which I think is an excellent modern JRPG, didn't really do that to me to that extent. And I'd give that a 9 out of 10. It was a very, very good JRPG. Very, very good. Teleporting Roach was the funniest. Roach. I just love Roach to death, and I just want to say that Blood and Wine Roach quest, if you haven't ever played it, guys, you missed out. That was just such an experience. I've never played a game that genuinely has such memorable and charming and just brilliantly immersive quests. I praise it so much. You guys probably get sick of how much I praise The Witcher 3, but I just love it. I just love it so much. Walking into a town and getting a roach and then appearing on the tavern always made me giggle. Yeah, that's a good bug. That's a funny bug. I'd love a bug like that because it's funny and cute. Can't remember running into a single bug in The Witcher, to be honest. Maybe Geralt got stuck at one point when I was exploring, and I had to restart, but it wasn't really anything in comparison to the amount of times you get stuck in Skyrim. So I can't really remember much. Animal Crossing gets a 10 out of 10 on the cuteness scale. Oh, it definitely does. I really love some of the character design of Animal Crossing characters. They're very cute. But anything that involves animals, I'm going to love because I'm a softie for cute animals. LOL Rex, I'll give your island a 10 out of 10 because of the blue pathway. Pong was the only good game. The medium has been in decline ever since. Pong for sure. We need a HD remaster of Pong, everybody. Witcher 3 deserves all the praise though. Yeah, this is why me and Moonshadow are twins, is because we both love The Witcher 3, but come on, I think everybody does. I don't think I've met anybody. I know that not everybody raves about it to the extent I do, but I don't think I've met anybody that said it's a terrible game. And if they did, I'd kind of want to know why, because I'm like, okay. Pong VR. Wait, is that just tennis? You know what? We should have Pong with these fruits. Oh no, they're too cute. Okay, folks. So yes, I was just saying that I will need to update the graphics of this fruit basket because I'd sharpened their images for the t-shirts we've released in the shop, which if you haven't seen yet, guys, we've got the shop command here. Have a peek, have a look at amazing range of fruit t-shirts designed by yours truly. But for now we'll cross all these guys off because I don't want to really do any more fruit basket stuff today. We did enough of that last week, so I'm going to get RPG Maker up and we're going to do another test play of the scene to remind ourselves where we left off. We might do Rose painting animation today, actually, but then I kind of want to build the rest of the scene and add the dialogue as well. Here we go. So this is our scene where everything's happening. Okie doke. Test play time. Because I forgot now what we've actually done and what we haven't, because as I was busy designing Merc, haven't had much chance to actually work on the cutscene, but that's the goal for tomorrow. My day off Tuesday. To get some of this tidied up. Did we mute the music? I think we did. I want a custom loading screen, guys. I think it'd be really cool to have, I'm not sure about the image for the loading screen yet, but definitely have some little bits of text on the custom loading screen. I think that'd be pretty neat. So, because at some point we're going to have to do that. We have a custom loading screen. We're going to have a complete new menu, because this is the default menu, and although it's not awful, I want it to just look better and just more interesting. So I definitely want to spend some time on the UI, but it's not priority right now. I want to get more content done in the game first. I want to finish off this main quest that we've been working on, and also start some side quests at the very least before I start doing UI overhauls. But it's fun to just build and see it all come together slowly. Oh yeah, I remember where we was at now. I did a graphic where Lemon and Blueberry were together, and it was a little bit not set up properly. So we can do that for a bit. But then I'd like to do Rose's painting animation today too. I think that'll be fun. So yeah, that's what we did. We got them together, but as you can see, we've got double Lemon, which we don't want. And we want to also make it look more natural when Blueberry goes behind Lemon. So right now we'll work on getting rid of the first Lemon. Okay, so we've done it so they've all jumped out the eat fruit basket and had their little saying. It's working. I do want to do some tidying up, and I've made some notes actually on what I need to do. So I think that's enough for now. Well, we got our to-do list. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, there it is. So this is literally all the stuff, the little bits and bobs that I need to do just to improve the current scene we've got. And a lot of these, the majority of these, I'm going to actually work on my day off tomorrow. But we're going to do some of them, such as the animation of Rose painting. And we'll also fix the position of Lemon and Blueberry sprite too. And then we'll probably start adding the rest of the dialogue, which is we're about here at the moment. Yeah, we just at the point before we get the choice which one of them gives a compassion point. Let's have a look, because you guys need to see. There we go. Yeah, one of them gives a compassion point, and one of them you lose a compassion point. And you also gain a Carol romance point if you click that one too, because wow, Rose is very valuable to Carol right now, and she appreciates you for you know, not letting her down at that point. But holy buckets, I'm excited to add the romance system and implement it properly, but I don't think it's going to be introduced as an actual visible mechanic until a later episode. But everything will be working behind the scenes from the beginning. Like, you'll still be gaining those points with the romanceable characters behind the scenes. Like, you'll be gaining those, but it won't probably be a visible mechanic feature like until a later episode. How's stuff, Rose? Hi Rod, how's it going? And Amber's as well. How's it going, Rose? How are you guys? Look at that cute monkey. Hope you've had a good weekend. Thanks for stopping by, you two. So I'm just having a little nosy at Twitter now and again, because I like to see what's happening, because we got a new store today and I'm excited. So feel free to have a browse, guys. Let me know which one's your favourite as well, if you do have a look. What one's your favourite design? We'll have more over time, guys. It's probably only going to be a store for our original characters, though, because once you start, you know, you get copyright issues if you don't. So for that reason, yes. And there's an opportunity to have the barrels mark of them at some point, but I haven't got any creative ideas flowing just yet about what any designs for them could look like. We'll have to see. But yes, back to, I don't know why we got that there twice. Back to our dialogue. So yes, I want to start, if we got time today, start adding the choices and building the rest of the dialogue in the scene, because we've got a lot, guys, and we branch into 3 paths as well at this point. So if we can get that put in, that'll be awesome. But it's not the end of the world if we don't get time. No matter what, I'm going to get a big bulk done on my day off tomorrow to make up for getting sidetracked this weekend. I'm taking a break. I believe dinner is important to something like that. Total Madness over here doing Ludum Dare. Oh, well, good luck with that. Dinner is important. Dinner is it. We need to eat. We can't starve. I thought a Battle Royale RPG could be really interesting. Let me be clear, I don't mean a Battle Royale game with RPG systems, an actual RPG wherein in universe the characters who knew each other before the events of the game take place. Maybe a few flashbacks here and there, being forced to kill each other and might make alliances, try to win and try to find a way to escape. Interesting. You should do it like a mock-up. Have you ever like design, because you seem to have a good grasp on game design and you seem to know your stuff, try from what I've heard you say, so I think you should do something like that yourself. I want to see at least a mock-up, because it sounds quite interesting. Battle Royale isn't my genre, like I've never played any Battle Royale games like Fortnite or anything like that, but a twist on it, like an RPG twist, could be. I'm always one for, creating something different that doesn't exist, or I'm always intrigued by things that invent the wheel. If I'm seeing things that are the same old, I can be like, nah, nothing new. But yeah, something new like that could be cool. Going to read, saying hi. Oh, what are you reading, Rod? Anything cool? Hello, good morning. Hi, Zephyrus. How you doing? Happy Monday, Zephyrus. I don't have the time or inclination to make it, but for anyone lurking who does. Oh, you don't mind someone stealing your idea, try? I suppose you wouldn't have said it if you minded. You wouldn't, because there's always that risk, isn't it, when you put your ideas out like that. But yeah, anybody who wants to, I'm totally pop in the creative work. Any ideas at all? I mean, obviously, I've got loads, well not loads, but there's been a few different ideas in my head for games, but I've kind of shelved them for now, because obviously I'm 100% focusing on Raindrop Chronicles, but I'm not giving up on my ideas. Like when the time comes, I'll unshelve those ideas, and you never know, it could be my next thing after Raindrop Chronicles, but that ain't any time soon. I'm just gonna let you know now, this is an epic fantasy that's gonna go on for a while. So yeah, but I intend to make video games until I'm a 100-year-old woman, so I've got all the time in the world. I don't have to be like, oh my goodness, I've got to do it now, I've got that idea now. Making games until my granny, guys, that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah. I'm better at writing than game design, probably. Yes, you definitely seem to know that as well. You should write a game then try. Hello, good morning. Hello. Yeah, my 3-year-old girl finally claims to be a cutie pie. Well, I'm sure she is. I'm sure she is a cutie pie. Good for her for admitting it. Good for her. I'm good at recognising problems with games, not always so much at coming up with alternatives. Yeah, you should be a critic, try. Ever thought about that? All sorts of things later. Awesome, Rod. Thank you so much for stopping by. And I need to read more as well. Like I started rereading the Dark Tower series because I never actually finished it. And I've always wanted to, but then I ended up stopping because I've been so busy. And oh damn it, I really want to read it again. Well, what you described is the Hunger Games, which I think is fine. Drawing inspiration from that, you could come up with something original. Yeah, and the Hunger Games is a very popular thing. But, you know, you can... I don't know if there's anything like Battle Royale. It's a very common genre now. But you can... I think it's totally doable to do a twist on a common genre as long as it's never been done before, you know? My little girl will get angry and say, I'm not a cutie pie. she is. She is. Nothing wrong with thinking you're a cutie pie. But yes, I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing something that already exists out there either. But I always think, you know, it's kind of a waste of resources because you're just making a complete copy of something that already exists. Like, you know, all these Minecraft clones out there and all these, you know, you kind of think, well, people are just going to play Minecraft, aren't they? Because that's the best one. I mean, maybe some people have a different opinion to me and think, oh, it's good. It's always good to have more, you know, more choice. But I'm just one for uniqueness, something new, something different. That's what appeals to me. Raindrop Chronicles. Oh my god, Lemon spin-off. A Raindrop spin-off where this guy here is the protagonist. You know, he'd make a good protagonist. He's very, well, a very description of him here. He's tough, grounded, cynical, and world-weary. Because, yeah, you know, he's your typical grumpy old man. You're probably not that though, are you, Lemon? Lemon is Moonshadow. I called you Lemon again. I said you're not that, are you, Lemon? I mean Moonshadow. Holy crap. What is wrong with me? Well, I'm actually drawing inspiration from what inspired the Hunger Games, the original Japanese novel Battle Royale, just that the RPG capacity for choice is really good fit. Yeah, the Hunger Games itself wasn't even original. It was a copy of that Japanese, like you says, try. I remember being really like, why, when I figured that out. Okay. So, let's get our asset of lemon and blueberry up again, because that's what we're gonna just revisit. And yes, we have updated the assets. Like, I've just made them a bit bolder now. And I might put the new ones in, but I actually might not yet because it might look weird if there's a slight change in graphic, considering we've still got the older ones. Oh no, we haven't. I've overwritten the old ones. It's only the fruit basket that has the old graphics, but the actual sprites are the new ones. So let's replace them. So just lemon and blueberry. So it was just a very subtle update because I did their t-shirts. I wanted them to look super crisp and bold. So you can see, like, if I do that, it just really, you know, it's mainly the eyes that look different. This song, oh, what's playing now? Yeah, everything is derivative at this point. There's nothing new under the sun and all that. I played a lot of multiplayer RPG games back on Beyond back in the day. Some of this pixel art is bringing back the memories of some of those games' art styles. Yeah, I want new stuff, guys. I mean, it's difficult now because there's so much that's being done. And when there's so much that's being done, you know, you think, is there anything truly original anymore? I believe so. I think there is. You've got to just think, you know. It's a different song now, though. Yes, I want to, like, listen to the music, but I don't want to wear these. I look like a big silly Billy. I want the earphones that have cat things on them, because there are some that look like this but have cat ears on, and then I won't mind wearing them. And my actual earphones, the other ones are broke, so can't wear them. Final Fantasy X had almost too many good songs. Oh yeah, I think all the Final Fantasies have decent soundtracks. I think in their own way they do, but 10 definitely does for sure. 2's Anakin makes me cry as well. Mitigate High is probably super obscure, but as a multiplayer RP game, actually really helped my character writing. Oh, did it? How did it help? That's good to hear. It's always good to improve that, and that's something I wouldn't mind improving myself. You know, so Raindrop Chronicles is good. I think we can just copy. The more I look at Lemon, the more he's basically Pikachu. Okay, so there we go. We've got the new ones in. So this is the difference. There was even a pixel missing on Blueberry before. You can see when you do that. But look how much brighter they are as well in colour. I love it. It's almost like you wouldn't have noticed, but you see how like much duller they are. So I'm happy with the change. It's just a small change, but in all honesty, I wouldn't have changed them if it wasn't for the Merc. It was doing the Merc that made me feel inspired to just brighten them up a bit. But if anyone's curious what one of the templates do look like, here it is. I'll get one up for you guys to actually see, because you might be curious how I even made the shirts. Well, this is how. My mouse is lagging a little bit here. Hi Julian, how you doing? That Nanaki emote does make me sad, but I love it though. Nanaki's awesome. Nanaki aka Red the 13th. That's a quality change, high res. Yeah, you know, you can really notice, can't you? I thought it was subtle, but you know, it's like it's clearly a difference when you do that. Look how much more yellow Lemon is. He's so juicy now. But yes, this is Lemon's shirt. So I basically made it into a repeated pattern. And I've even snuck in the website and the credits to the original artist, which, you know, it looks very different from how it looked originally, the slime it was based on, but I still have to credit the artist because it was still based on another asset. In a lot of cases it wouldn't be possible to make Merc from assets that were made by somebody else because of copyright reasons, but this particular artist allows it, so I contacted them myself and they didn't have an issue, probably because, you know, they've been edited quite a bit. It's not like I'm just putting his work slap bang onto Merc. But yes, I'm very happy with them, and they did take me a while to design because I wanted them to be perfect. How are you doing, National, though? I hope you're having a good day. So when I say RP, I mean you role-played your character, you interact with other players' characters. Sure, you might try to win your role, but that's not really the point. It was a murder mystery game set in high school. One player chosen at random has killed a teacher and secretly wants to kill the other students while they're trapped in lockdown without getting caught and taken down themselves. But there tends to be a lot of downtime and talking in general character development. That sounds really interesting. It's like that game, what's that Japanese visual novel game, Danganronpa, is it? Sounds a bit like that, you know, similar anyway. But that sounds like really intriguing and actually very fun. But yeah, the whole role-playing thing, I mean, I'm playing a D&D campaign at the moment, and that's kind of me with my experience with role-play. And I'm a big noob with it as well. I'm still learning, I'm very new, but it's fun. So that's how it helped my character writing, especially the dialogue. Yeah, sometimes actually getting right into it and doing something like that can help you learn for sure. Was your character the murderer? Try. I did a creative writing assignment for GCSE inspired by the only thing I ever got a grade of 100% on at school. Oh, that's cool, because it's teachers are assholes. Yeah, some of them, like, I feel like no matter how good I did at school, you know, sometimes, you know, wouldn't, like, give you the marks you deserved. But so that's pretty impressive. It was only when I went to college and uni that teachers started giving me respect. At school, they sucked. Making a bit of writing as well. Yay! How's that going, National? What are you writing? Are we allowed to know? Horror, naturally. Spoopy. Only by a few months or years. Oh, see, that sounds really fun. There's an appeal to murder mysteries, I have to say. There's just an intrigue about them that is irresistible. I think we need a murder mystery RPG. They're all fantasy, most of them RPG games, but, you know, a murder mystery RPG would be fun. An actual game. Because Danganronpa isn't an RPG, it's a visual novel. Imagine, like, that sort of theme and setting, but an RPG. Could it be pulled off, I wonder? I think it's mostly dead now. It also had a Death Note mode. It was passion product by the creator. Death Note mode. That sounds fun. Gotta love Death Note. Was it inspired by the anime Death Note? That mode. Okay, so I think the positioning of that sprite is fine, so we can save it. There's nothing really to edit with it and how we've updated the assets, but what we have to do is all the messy stuff in the actual engine to sort out that positioning. Three years? Wow, well, we know who copied who now. Right, so where is the point that the sprite changes? Maybe here? So, just a reminder, guys, I'm asking the question of the week this week is a bit off topic to our usual ones. It's actually, I'm just asking what Merc you all own, basically. Video game Merc, because, well, we've launched our shop today, so our Raindrop Chronicles shop, so it feels very fitting. As for what Merc I've got, there's something up there. But I can't stand up, guys, because I'm wearing a crop top, and it's against the Twitch TOS to wear crop tops. I'll be banned, so I can't get up, I'm afraid, and show you my plushie, but I'll get him out tomorrow. I wonder what plushie it is. Free game on a janky engine, but so fun. Oh, I want to play. I want to see this. I own way too many gaming t-shirts. Awesome. Yeah, I don't own nearly enough. I do have plushies and gaming stuff in like that. And I used to own loads of Final Fantasy like little figures, but I sold them all on eBay. I think I might have a couple lying around still. I've got a Cloud plushie as well. A Cloud Strife plushie. Loads of Toad plushies and a Sackboy plushie. I have a decent income and little self-control. But yeah, I can't stand up. Can you believe that? Be banned. No, this isn't the bit. Okay, this is the part. This image here. That one right there, Blueberry Lemon, is the moment that the asset changes. And it was a little bit off. There was 2 lemons, so we need to get rid of the old lemon. So, just a reminder of what Lemon's event was. Oh, probably not smart to have gone off because that's not going to tell me anything. Here we go. It's event 14, I believe. That's Lemon. So all we need to do, we'll just copy that. Oops, accidentally copied that. In fact, we'll just do it this way instead. So this is Lemon's event, so we just need to change image to none. Simple as that. So the second that the image changes to Blueberry and Lemon together, get rid of the wait for completion. Now it'll also get rid of Lemon's graphic as well. So if we do a test play now, we'll see if that's worked. You don't have any? Moon doesn't have any, my goodness me. Not even a waifu, not even T for waifu, body pillow, Moon. You have surprised me there. It's a bit of dialogue with a man and a goddess type being. My note keeping is making this more trouble than it ought to be. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it can be hard to keep organised. I'm always intrigued with how you guys do your organisation with things. Because I have my processes, as you know. But, you know, it's always interesting to know how other people do it too. But a man and a goddess type being, are they in a relationship together? Is it a romance, or is it a horror? Or is it a fantasy? Wow, this song sounds a lot like that song in Final Fantasy. Yeah, let me listen. It is, I think. Don't worry. This isn't in-game music. I have it muted. In case it's tricking you and making you think it's Raindrop Chronicles. We actually mostly have the volume muted when doing test plays, mostly because we don't want it to detract from the background music in the YouTube playlist thingy we've got playing, because we'll have a clash of music and I'll have to keep turning it off every second. But sometimes we do sound test plays with the volume on when we want to test sound specifically and make sure the sound's working okay. But right now it's all visual stuff we're testing, so we're keeping it muted. Rose, isn't there some graphics and music that you can only use legally if you own the most current version of RPG Maker? What do you mean, Zephyrus? Just obviously want to be able to answer that correctly, seeing as it seems like a complex question, and I want to make sure I'm understanding exactly what you mean. But you mean RPG Maker MV, and you can only use it if you own RPG Maker MV only. What I'm using, the music for the composer that I actually have found. It's for, you know, he's got it, it's all free, copyright free. You all have to just look at the artist or asset creator or their terms and conditions, because everybody's got different. Some people allow you to use it for commercial games, others don't. Some say no for commercial games. Others say you've got to have RPG Maker and V. Others say it can be any game engine. It all depends on the creator. There is usually it differs with terms of service for certain people. And it's like the creator of the slime that I edited my fruits on, that I started with. I still contacted them for the merc because it wasn't actually mentioned in their terms and conditions, that sort of thing. So I had to actually email them myself to find out. Nope, not even no Rhino, no Lulu merc. Well, we know what to get Moon for Christmas, guys. Get him a Lulu merc. As long as it's Lulu, he'll be happy. It's very much romantic. I was right. That was my gut instinct, National. I just had this feeling. We do not permit exposed underbush. Cleavage is unrestricted as long as these coverage requirements are met. For all streamers, you must cover the area extending from your hip to the bottom of your pelvis and buttocks. They relaxed the rules on attire recently, as a glance at just chatting will attest. Yeah, that's why I can't stand up, guys, because if I'm wearing this top, you can't really tell at the moment because I'm only showing my shoulders. To be honest, I don't really show anything else on screen because that's the only area we've got here. But if I did get up, obviously, to get my merc, I'd be showing my belly. And I'd be banned because belly is not taken kindly by Twitch, is it? That's what it means when it says you must cover the area extending from your hips to the bottom of your buttocks. That's what it means, but it's worded a bit weirdly and I'm a bit slow on catching what sometimes that means, but yeah, I figured they meant the belly. Crop tops are okay, are they? Oh right, so I heard or misread that, should I say. It's always good to be a bit careful though, just in case we don't want to get banned. I've heard this several times and I can't tell much from there or other legal documents on usage. Yeah, it's just, I mean, it depends what asset you're particularly looking for, I guess, Zephyrus. But I'd encourage to just look at the terms and conditions because it usually always is there. And if it isn't, then maybe contact the person that made them and see what they say. It's always a tricky thing, isn't it, when using resources in assets. You've got to make sure you don't get caught up in any law problems. Baz, thank you so much for the follow. How are you doing? It's good to see you. Welcome to the stream. They should make a diagram with okay and not okay. Yeah, I think when you get a massive paragraph like that, it just, people don't want to read it, you know. So I think what would have been good would you say a yes or no and a tick and just a sentence of what's in what they want and what they don't want. Okay, so I'm going to see if we haven't got double lemon on our screen now. So Carol's hop, should I say, when she walks, that's something I want to improve. And this bit here, Rose's reaction, I want spend a bit more time on that bit. Oh yeah, so yeah, we've succeeded with getting rid of lemon, but I think we just need it one square across, and maybe then it'll look okay. We'll see. So 1 square to the right is what we need to do. Creaky old lady, I know, right? How mean is Tomato? That was the only thing that stopped me from buying the Tomato shirt, because he's mean. He's a mean one. But I like red, so that's probably going to be the one that I get. Poor Carol, creaky old lady. But yeah, it was interesting, that bit, because when we was writing the dialogue for the fruits, I was like, okay guys, we got to get into the mind of a teenager. What insult would a teenage naughty boy give to a barrel? And then creaky old lady was the one that kind of was agreed upon. Because Tomato's an typical edgy teen, emo boy. It's funny, most guys don't even think of their nips being banned on Twitch. Twitch is an equal opportunity discriminator. Yeah, it's interesting how nipples are so frowned upon, especially female nipples. You know, guys have nipples too. But I just genuinely, honestly thought nipples we'd be banned for nipples no matter what your gender. I just thought nipples were just overall not really something accepted on Twitch. I've streamed a few times and almost took my shirt off on cam. Yeah, I remember being in someone's stream once. I think was it Clockwork SJ's. Actually, this was a while back, and I swear that he was doing a topless cosplay. And I think we was all concerned. Was like, SJ might get banned. I don't remember. I just remember it very vaguely. They're actually not anymore. For those who present as women, we ask that you cover your nipples. Yeah, but why is it women? You know, why is it a problem when why is nipples so frowned upon when it's women? Like, not when it's men. Nipples are nipples, right? Because, yeah, what Try said is exactly what I remember reading too when I was looking through the new rules, and I just was like, okay, so why is it just women that have been said here? Why can't it just be nipples in general? Why not just everybody's nipples are covered up? That would be fair. Just no, Twitch isn't for nipples. Whatever gender you are, you know, whatever you present as. It's okay to go shirtless. So yeah, I honestly thought it was not allowed, no, if you was a man too either. So why is it suddenly that men can? I know, it's just weird. Wow, dude. Which makes tummies okay. They changed it on the 7th this month. Yeah, I agree that it was a good thing for them to change it just to make things a little bit more clearer, but I don't think that comes across that well. To be honest, that bit, yeah, which made tummies okay. Okay, so we were going to move it one. If I got banned, I thought for sure it was because I streamed without a shirt on. That's it now. Zephyrus is going to be topless. Everybody is. Everyone that presents as a male. Okay. So if we just do one extra right there, I think that'll sort it out. I think it should be quite easy, really. So we're going to just do a test play, fingers crossed. And then if this is all good, we'll move on to the next bit, the next exciting task. You're always too hot, my wife is always too cold. I'm always one that's too cold as well, funnily enough. I'm rarely ever too hot, unless it's like literally over 100 degrees. They look cute when they're walking. They're like very bouncy. Hey, I missed that. I like looked over to my other monitor just for a split second. It was at the vital time. How could I? Oops, wrong save file. I wear shirts and Hawaiian shirts, or she can wear long sleeve shirts and pants. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? But I'm honestly, this is an example of how cold I get. I've got a blanket right here, and it's actually quite warm today in England. My room doesn't get much heat in it though, in all honesty. I was really excited to like polish this scene and do more of it over the weekend, but I was also like, I really want to do my merch. Really want to get the Raindrop Chronicles store open. Okay, so I saw it then, and it's a little bit improvement, but they seem to step back a little bit. So I think we can. I keep pressing that save file. Keep doing it. I think what it is, it should go on the one that you last loaded. If it did that, it'd be fine, but for some reason it always goes to the last one. Basically, as of 2 weeks ago, the male requirement is shorts, the female requirement is shorts and bikini top with situational exceptions for stuff like body art. You know, like, I wonder, you know, why it's okay for the men to show off their torsos and knit, because, like, if you was going to go to a restaurant, you're told to men are told to put shirts on then, like, I've seen that plenty. But yeah, I don't know. I think it would have been better if it was just all nipples were covered, like, for everybody, just a little bit, just more fair. Okay, so I have an idea. But what I am going to do is take a screenshot, because I need to remember where they're exactly standing. So get paint up. So I'm gonna just do another test play again and take a screenshot of them when they're apart as well, because then I'll be able to remember where they're standing, because sometimes I forget. Do these friends like to gather in baskets together often? Kind of like a little car for them. It would be cool if we, like, I mean, I totally would be for having a little backstory there. I'm one to always be inclined to want to develop the lore and get really crazy with this. So for sure, if we could talk about reasons for why they're actually in that basket, I would find that super fun. I've got a couple of reasons. One is, have you ever heard of the the painting of the bowl of fruits called the Decavagions. I cannot pronounce it, but it was a community member a while back actually mentioned that painting, and we kind of were encouraged to call them that as a group, and everybody really liked that idea. So that the way they look here is kind of inspired by that famous painting of a bowl of fruit, and the basket looks kind of similar to that, but it's larger, so it's not 100% accurate to the painting, but it's basically a bit of reference to that, I guess. And they look cute. It was a nice way to do it, other than them to just appear on the screen, off screen, one at a time. But yes, building a backstory would be fun. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's somebody, an NPC in Lake Fourth Basket. Maybe it belongs to them, and they were picking fruits or something, and they've just been left there. Could be numerous reasons. Absolutely hundreds of potential reasons why we could go with, I'm sure. But I think that's quite charming, saying it's like a little car for them. They're very close, they love each other. And that is unfortunately Apple's downfall, because he's like, when we were talking about their character development, you might remember that Apple is the only one in the group that's got good intentions. He's the most noble. Unfortunately, the bad ways of the others, he has to stick with them. His loyalty is his downfall. With situational exceptions for in real life swimming, beach streaming, I would agree with you, yeah. I totally I get the beach thing, yeah, but we're not on a beach, are we? When we're gaming, so why would guys with their nips out anyway? LOL, I know, right? Just as a thing they found and decided to do as a way to pass a pleasant day together. I like it, Nash. I'm going to copy what you said, because I always let you know what I'm like. Any really interesting, no matter how small, like a thought is, I like to keep a note, because you never know. I could be like, yeah, I wanna, remember what that person said, because it could have led to some cool ideas and stuff, and I'll always regret it if I don't make a note. He looks like such an angry boy, Tomato, especially in my 1080p screen. Probably can't see his face that well on the overlay. Okay, so I've took another screenshot, so I want to get all their positionings. And now we just need one more Blueberry when he's walking. Yeah, they definitely go back by one. I've got an idea how to do that though. I think I know how I'm going to do that. So here's, do we have paint? Yeah, so I think it's half a square, right? I think it is. I really don't think it's any more than that. So let's cross that off. I have a plugin for that, for half square movement. It's very, very cool. I did it for Oliver, where is the inside wagon scene. Little Oliver here, he's a smaller sprite, and when he was walking, it just looked too much when he was taking full tile steps. So for that reason, I wanted a half tile set movement plugin, and also for Carol's barrel roll as well, because it looked more natural when the barrel rolled every half tile. And I was pretty happy with that. It just made the cutscene better. So I think if we do that for Blueberry and Lemon, if we just move their movement by half a tile, then it's going to look smoother when they're together. So this is the script. It's just this destination. Okay. It's map 9. I need to remember how I did this. So 0.576. 0.576. Where did the 6 come from? I get where the 0.5 and the 7 come from. Is there a 6 there? I need to remember. So I can't be bothered to read the rules, so I'm trying to guess why. It's not the event number, because Oliver's event number 1, and it's not the map number, because that's event. That's number 20. This set does... Okay, I'm going to have to look at the rules. So let's open our script, our plugin stuff up. So the plugin we're using is... It's not move through textures. I don't think it's Gal. I think it was orange. Yeah, move character 2, that's it. XYD. What's D? Duration. That's it. That's it, I'm pretty sure. So 6. Oh no, it's direction, not duration. So 6 means face. Right, I get it now. And down is 2. Cool. I'm actually going to copy those so I remember them. I can't now. I'll print screen instead. Because I've already copied something and I need that script to stay copied. So, where's Lemon? Here we go. So, for facing down, which is what we want him to do, it needs to be on 2. Gets a little bit confusing sometimes, this bit does, but it's well worth the effort. So he's actually standing in like literally in the grass bit here in the middle, which is the coordinates are 25, 35 for that. Oops, gone across. Yeah, 25, 35, 25, 36. So so 25 35.5. That'll make him go in between the 35th and the 36th tile for the y-axis, I mean. So I think we can get rid of the turn down bit, and I think that will work. I'm hoping it will, and we'll soon find out, because he'll be closer to Carol on the test play if it has worked than he was before. And then what's so cool about that is that when we can make Blueberry do that half tile movement as well, and then when they are together, they won't there won't be that weird jump that was there. And I mean, there's always options to do it as a hack and just change the vertical positioning here, like move them down like that or up like that. You know, that's always a possibility too, if you don't want to do it this way. My 3-year-old has been a lazy girl this morning. I think I should take her outside and let her play some. We all gotta be lazy from time to time. I was a lazy one. When I was growing up, I'm the same as I am now. Literally just like to sit in my room and be a couch potato and be creative. See if it works for Lemon. Ooh, okay, he's kind of covered up now. Interesting. I'm pretty sure I put the coordinates in properly, but I'm gonna double check. 35.5 would put him there. Yeah, he was yeah, Carol's quite big and probably overlapped him a bit. This is one of these really like messy little things that sometimes you need to test play a bazillion times to get right. I might just put this to the side temporarily and move on to the rose painting stuff and do this kind of thing off stream, maybe, we'll see. Oh, nearly 200. How are you feeling about that try? Are you excited? Raindrop Haiku. I'm tempted to do it the lazy way and just move their positioning on the move down and move their positioning on the actual sprite, because there's plenty of room to work with. It's not like they're big like the barrels. I think that's how it was. I forgot now. But let me just recall where it was. Yeah, to be honest, it's probably a lot less than half a tile the movement. It's like just several pixels, really. So what we could do, I mouse sometimes gets stuck strangely. It's only been doing it the last day. It's been getting weirdly stuck. So I think that might do. I mean, that is literally, well, that is literally the furthest we can take it up, because Blueberry's hat will get cropped off if we do it any more higher than that. So I'm hoping that that will be enough. We'll say. If not, we'll have to get by it another way. So I'm just going to do one more test plan, and if it's going to play up any longer for us and be a little bit more of a tricky thing to solve, I'm going to just do something else for a bit. So excited. Raindrops get us all excited. We're all going to go outside and not bother with umbrellas ever again. I'm a big silly Billy. I completely messed up Lemon's movement. So I'm going to have to remind myself what that was. Right, upper right, down. Yeah, we don't need to. I have to remind myself. Okay, so upper right. So he goes there. Right, upper right, down. So upper right, upper right, down. Upper right, upper right. I think we need an extra right in, and then turn down rather than down. So that got messed up because I'd been changing the things because of trying to get Lemon's positioning right for when he and Blueberry are together, and it's all for the sake of just such a small little thing, having them two sprites be touching each other. But you know, I'm a nerd for those extra details. Big nerd for it. I'm a peckish one. I'm gonna get my snack soon. So he is in the right position. I don't know about the route he took to get there. I might want to change that just a touch. But he at least is in the right position now. Okay. Oh, they've gone super far back. Yeah, I was meant to bring them close and like to the front, not that far back. So I did the opposite thing I was meant to there. So actually what I do want to do is do that. Actually bring them further, and maybe that's too far. Maybe, you know, I've gone a bit overboard that bringing them that close to the edge, but you know, we'll see. We'll soon know when we test play and we see how far back they go. But it's probably much easier editing the sprite positioning directly in Photoshop like that than it is to actually mess about with scripts in RPG Maker to change the positioning. The only time I kind of want to resort to messing about with the scripts for the positioning is if, like, say, we've not really got the room in the tile set to do that. But it's probably just a lot easier this way. And we got plenty of rooms with the fruits because they're so small. They're tiny. That looks solid. It looks right. They're actually inching closer to physically stopping Rose at the easel. Yes. I really like how they're kind of as well surrounding Carol. Carol don't like her space being intruded. I kind of want a little bit more from Carol as well while that's happening. But all those extra details we'll get in after once we've done the main things. But yeah, it's interesting how they're kind of how we chose for them to have a go at Carol and not Rose. I guess it's because Carol's the one that ordered Rose to do it, so they see it like that. But it's a little bit better than it was. Not perfect, but a little bit maybe. Okay, so yeah, Plum actually comes out at this point and he actually what I'm thinking, because right now he's literally just standing by the basket saying this. That's getting back. But I could make it better by him actually walking up to Rose, inspecting her, and then saying that. Because who's she, you know? It's I think I can push some of the actions and movements and body language and all that stuff a bit further in this scene, in regards to things like that. So I'm excited to get some done and show you. But it's always interesting to hear feedback from you guys too, if like you're watching this and you're like, actually my more sensitive tomato, or if Lemon does that instead of that, like more realistic, if he approaches so and so or does something a certain way, because I'm only one pair of eyes, aren't I? And sometimes having another perspective could help too. So cross that off for now. Okay, so this animation here wasn't like exactly perfect. It's a bit better, but I'm gonna do all that small little detailed stuff on my day off tomorrow. So cross these off for now. Okay, so one thing I'm going to do, let's just clear that up for a sec, because we're going to start a new sprite sheet now. We're going to paint Rose. Well, we're going to do the sprite of Rose painting. We're not going to paint Rose. Hello, this is awesome. Oh, hi, Rin. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you to say. How are you doing, Rin? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. It's good to meet you. If you have any questions at all, feel free to ask. I am going to just go on a very quick BRB, folks, before we get started with this animation, because I need a snack. I'm going to get myself some almond milk. It's always my favourite to drink on stream. Just woke up, still half awake with a coffee. I'm good, thank you. Yay, coffee. We've all got to have coffee first thing. I know that I have to, even though some days I don't have coffee, I don't know how. But I always at least have a tea or a green tea if I can't have a coffee. Bumper sticker, thank you for the follow. How are you doing? Try doesn't even like coffee by the look of it, which is totally fine. When I was younger, I hated hot drinks. Like before I hit my 20s, I hated hot drinks. It wasn't until I was about 20, 2 that I actually started to really appreciate coffee. I was like, actually, this is amazing. How have I not had it? Peachy keen, yay. Right, guys, so I'm going to go on my BRB. Feel free to chat amongst yourselves or all that kind of thing while I'm gone. I won't be long, just a few minutes. I'll miss you all. See you soon. Hello everyone, I'm back. I told you I wouldn't be long. Okay, so here we are. Yes, I thought I'd give you guys those commands. Those are probably our most important ones, the project command and the YouTube one. Because the project one, it just tells you the website, which we're in the process. I'm in the process of doing a new, more recent update of that soon. I want to get an FAQ page up and the new merch store as well. I want to get that up somewhere too. And the YouTube, we kind of that's kind of a place I'm going to try and update quite a lot. Every single stream goes on there, and the story so far, sneak peeks, and even lore discussions where I just ramble on about the lore in our game that we've thought up. Which there's not much so far. We're still very much in the early days, so we're very early on, and there's still a lot of flashing out to do. There's only one lore video so far. But it's good to meet you guys. And it is Rose making this RPG single player, I see. Yeah, and I see that Try answered that question for you. Thank you, Try. But yes, it is a single player. It's a completely single player RPG game. And it's all built by me as well, but it's very community driven in terms of I have a lot of feedback and suggestions, and the direction the game and story goes is very much decided and by the community, and it's a lot of fun. Okay, so here we are. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna just briefly explain. There's a particular part in this scene where Rose approaches the painting, and Carol, the barrel, demands that Rose paints the picture that she wants. She wants to find out what's happened to her son, and Rose knows. She's the only one, but Rose unfortunately cannot speak. She only grunts and hisses and is very animalistic in the way she communicates. So Carol sees this easel and she's like, yeah, Rose can paint a picture for me then. She might not be able to tell me through words, but she can paint. So she's going to paint with the blood though. I know it's a bit gross, but Rose is about vampires, so it's totally doable. So I thought about making the easel bigger, but I'm not sure. Let's just see how much space we've got and how much room we have for that. I think it's actually on a tile set, the easel we've got. So let's open that up. I'm going to find the one that it's on. Single player game, multiplayer game design, yes. So it's very unique, I guess. There's not many community games around out there, as far as I'm aware anyway. I'm very curious if anyone else is doing it, because I'd want to know. I'd want to see how they do it. I think the way we do it's been pretty cool so far, though. I think we've done a good job. You know, it's always a challenge as, you know, someone who's running that sort of project, to not let it get out of hand. You know, it could easily. So I always try to make sure everything is fine, because this is very important to me. Where is it? I've got so many tile sets that I can never find the one I want, which shows I need to delete some, the ones that I'm not even using. I'm going to have to check in RPG Maker, I think. Probably be quicker that way. I can't see it there. Where is it hiding? My goodness. Gotta be here somewhere, because it's there on the screen. Cutest vampire ever. Thank you for the 5 bitters try. I appreciate that. Always wondered if it would be a huge workload to make it multiplayer. Massive, lol. RPG Maker is really not built for it. It would require extensive scripting, and extensive is still underselling it, yeah. And I suppose, like, I'll be honest as well where I stand with multiplayer. I'm a single player geek, RPG geek. I'm not really a multiplayer person. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've played the odd MMO or two, but it's definitely not my thing. It's not my thing, the multiplayer. So it would feel a bit weird, like I'm going a bit off of what I'm doing to even consider that. It was never really in my vision or sights anyway to consider doing anything multiplayer. And it's definitely very ambitious, as Try would say. Anyway, so luckily that's not really anything anyway. But anyone who does do that, props to them for being super ambitious. That's for sure. This is more of a single player storytelling experience, you know, very much like many single player RPGs out there, like the Final Fantasy games, Chrono Trigger, even, you know, Western RPGs like The Witcher and Mass Effect, and I'm very much inspired by lore-rich things like that. So it's kind of going to go in that sort of direction. But obviously an RPG Maker style of it. I played an RPG once where there was a king queen who reigned over on the server, had politics turns. It was really different fun. Oh really? What was that called, Ren? Sounds interesting. Speaking of MMOs, as someone who hasn't played it in a decade, the new WoW expansion might just bring me back. You get to explore the afterlife. Oh wow, that's interesting. Yeah, WoW was, because out of MMOs, Final Fantasy 14 is probably mine, but I'm still, even with that, I'm very casual with it, and I only sub now and again when there's new content. I just suck at multiplayer stuff, in all honesty. Luminary Rise of the Gunzu meaning monarch. Oh right, well I'm gonna copy and paste that, pardon me, and have a little peek of that, because you know, always interesting to just find out something about something that you never heard about before. I cannot find these, and it's frustrating because it's probably small and hiding somewhere, and it's probably glaring right in my face on this tile set. You know, it's probably easier to look this way. It's unfortunate that you can't like right click in, it shows you where it is on the tile set. That would be neat. But no, I have to like actually find it with my own eyes. And it's honestly, it should be here and I can't see it. It's definitely not going to be on that side because it's that's ground tiles. This is actually very silly that I can't find this. Oh, there it is. Oh my god, it's so small. So small. But yeah, it's on E. It's here. It's there. It's there, right there. I blame that the circle was covering it up. So that is number E, well, letter E. Enchanted Outside, B to E is the name of the tile set. So here we go. I can open it now. Finally. Finally. We're finally here. Right, so if we get that grid up. So we do have a little bit of room to make it bigger, folks, which I'm totally for doing. I think the easel does look a little bit small. So I'm going to make this asset a little bit larger. I think it can't hurt, simply because well, Rose is going to be doing a painting, and we want to be able to see this painting, don't we, that she does. We want to be able to not be squinting. 14 drags on is the issue. The new WoW expansion, Shadowlands, is compressing its levels, setting max level to 60 again instead of 120. Yeah, I think knowing it's 120 is very overwhelming for newcomers as well. Because who's going to grind, you know, that much? My MMO back in the day was RuneScape, 2007-ish era. The quests in that game are so good. Actual stories, puzzles, adventures, or not just kill walls, basically kind of like a single player RPG. Yes. Try, you've said everything I feel when it comes to quests and what makes them good. I just get fed up of the same kill 10 wolves, find 10 cats stuff that is just mindless, boring, nothing exciting type of quests. Like, nothing can turn me off more. Like, if the gameplay is good, like if it's an MMO and the gameplay is good, I can maybe think, okay, you know, it's just one of these quests and I can look the other way. But I'm far more excited when you've actually got a quest that is very interesting, where the story is actually good and there's lore there and it makes you realise something, you know? So I think, like I say, the game that does that for me is The Witcher 3. That's the game that always comes to my head when I think of a game that's genuinely done quests right, and not just main quests either, side quests, small quests that you wouldn't think would be very fun but actually are. And I'm very inspired for Raindrop Chronicles as well to be like that. I'm not going to be putting in filler quests. I want them all to have a purpose and actually be a ton of fun. And yes, this is community driven, as I say, and I am going to encourage people to talk about side quests and ways we can go about them. But at the same time, I think it's very important to stick to a theme and have organisation with our side quest design, because otherwise there's a potential for it to just end up a bunch of mess, like, you know, with different things, different ideas going on, and you know, that I want to avoid that. So eventually when we do make the side quest, which I could see being in the spring, maybe sometime next month, maybe. It all depends of how long it takes us to finish this scene, because once we wrap up this particular scene and boss, everything's gonna open up a bit more in the game and side quests will become available. So it's probably gonna be the perfect opportunity to think about that then, after this part's quest is done. And yeah, like I'm saying, I'm going to make sure I approach this very carefully, because I want to make sure we just don't end up with all these cool ideas but conflicting and ending up with a mass things. And like I say, I want to avoid filler as well. Have to drop out, do some study, have a lovely stream. Rin, thank you so much for stopping by and for hanging out. Have a good luck with the study and take care. Have an awesome day. That depends on the games these days. Throw a level at you for reading the first bit of dialogue. It's insanity. Nothing offers that sweet endorphin rush of a true sense of accomplishment we gamers truly desire. Hi Alone, welcome. Yeah. Throw a level at you for reading the first bit of dialogue. It's insane. Yeah, so what would you say you like and appreciate Alone then? Because that's an interesting thing. I'm interested to know more about your thoughts there. There are gamers in chat. I don't know, maybe. Did I go to the wrong Twitch? Glances nervously at just chat. I can't remember what I said now. What did I say? I tend to go on a big ramble and then I forget what I was talking about. So I'm trying to remember what the context of what you're saying is. Try. Like it had its own problem, skills were grind, yes. Nothing's perfect, but you know, everything has an appeal to at least someone. I mean, The Witcher 3's combat wasn't the most groundbreaking thing in the world, that's for sure. But it just had so much appeal in other ways that, you know, who cares? That's how I felt anyway. So I'm just going to make this easel bigger. There we go. So that's just a very small edit there, merge visible. So it looked like, what did it look like before? It was that. Now it's that. And I think it looks better longer. It looks more, to be honest, that looks a bit square, that canvas does. And I prefer the rectangular ones anyway. So I personally prefer that. We got more room now for the painting. Rose features free forgetful months. Hi Dark, how are you doing? It's good to see you. How are things going on your end? The context was what Elaine just said, because some of the stuff there definitely isn't gaming, but I won't go on about that. Yeah, I was interested to know more about that, what Elaine was saying for sure. Well, all of it isn't gaming, but you know what I mean. Okay, so we need to actually save this on a new file, because this is our fruit basket file and we've got to be careful we don't save over it. So we're going to call this one Rose Painting, because that's what it is going to be. We're gonna try and pull off an animation of Rose painting, which is actually, it sounds simple, but it's ambitious in RPG Maker, because really vanilla RPG Maker, you can't really do much more than have your characters just stand there like cardboard cutouts, you know, and just move sometimes. When it comes to animations, you know, you're very limited. It's not even actually a thing that you can really do. I kind of am using character sprites to do this, even though that clearly isn't a character sprite. But I don't know, maybe there's plugins out now that allow you to get more ambitious with the animations. The last time I looked, I don't remember there being, but who knows, maybe I didn't have a proper look. But if not, we've got this way of doing it anyway. And it's working okay at the moment. But I might have a little browse out of curiosity, because this is a little bit, can be a bit of a difficult way, but it's doable. It's doable. The hacky way of doing things is actually what a lot of old school RPGs is. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's the hacky way. Like, the way I'm approaching doing these animations, like the fruit basket and this painting now, it's very hacky, and it's not really what, you know, RPG Maker is meant to be used for when doing this. But you gotta do it, haven't you? If you want to do something that looks cool, you gotta be hacky. You'd be surprised how many signs are coded as NPCs, for example. Yeah, for sure. And it's fun. It's actually fun to just to think, how am I going to approach this? Like, this is I mean, I'm doing this now. I'm about to start this painting animation thing with you guys, and I still don't really know how I'm going to approach it. So this is me in my raw experimentation mode here. I've not thought about how I'm going to do it, because I haven't had the time. I've been doing the merch. I always say merc, but it's merch. So I'm finally here now, and I'm ready to start and think of how we're going to do this. But basically, as simple as it gets, we have the easel and Rose a tile in front of it, but facing upwards. So let's just get that set up at the moment. Let's get our assets up how we have them, and we'll think about what we can do. So we'll get Rose's sprite sheet up. And I've got so many character sprite sheets, guys, so it takes me ages to find what I'm after because of it's all the custom heroes. There's like so many. Here we go. So I really like Rose's sprite sheet because look at all the expressions she's got. It's sad Rose, it's angry Rose, it's happy Rose, it's shocked Rose, and here's crouching Rose. She's like kind of, I actually found like a template of a crouching character and I just put Rose's clothes on top of it. It took a bit of time, but it was really good for one of the cutscenes we did before this one involving a certain wagon. So I was pretty pleased with that, and eventually there'll be even more expressions because Rose is going to be the expressive character. You know, we rely on facial expressions with Rose because she does not speak. So she is definitely the one that does that. Okay, so let's get rid of this extra bit. So basically, it's there. I mean, have we got the right alignment? I'm not sure. 9 pixels. Yeah, we have. I've usually got a good eye for things like that. I'm just going to get rid of that fruit basket because we're not using that at the moment. There's a really good YouTube video by Tom Scott on the art of the bodge. The art of the bodge, I like that. Bodging is such a wonderful British word. I'm not sure if there's a really proper US equivalent. Yeah, it's quite a charming word, bodge, you know. I think it's quite charming. For sure. I don't really say that, but now I want to. Now I want to start saying it. No vampire Rose. Yes, this is Vampire Rose. She's a vampire, but she's a very feral vampire. Technically, isn't that every Rose? His emoji keyboard was awesome. Exactly that video. Oh, I want to see. So, hang on. What's this person's name? Tom Scott. Right, so I'm going to, just like I copied and pasted that game that was mentioned in chat by Rin earlier, I'm going to copy and paste yours as well, try. Because I'm going to want to see this video with my own eyes. Oh, thank you, Yasmin. Is that the actual link? Appreciate that. Thank you very much. That'll make things a little bit easier. One sec, guys. It's a long one. What part of your game are you working on at the moment? Hi Rim, how are you doing? We're doing cutscenes. It's been what we've been doing for the last week. Before that we was doing dialogue because I always write the dialogue out first before jumping into the cutscene creation. And cutscene creation's always, to me, the time consuming bit, especially for me because I like to get a bit ambitious with it and stretch what I can do in RPG Maker when it comes to cutscenes. So we're kind of going to just be working on a particular animation during this cutscene right now, which is this. Literally this right here. And I've just put this grey background here because, you know, it looks a bit better than the transparent background. Make it a bit darker though, I think, maybe. Doesn't really matter. Probably looks better like that. Okay, so that's how she is, but we need to make it better, guys. We need to make it look better. We can make use of the half tile plugin movement that I have. So when it comes to Rose being closer to the canvas, we can do that with a plugin. Because the problem with doing it here is that it's chopped. We've got 2 tiles, and yeah, things can get a bit tricky when you do that in RPG Maker. How are we gonna do this though? Because we might have to do the Rose and canvas animation sprites on separate sheets actually. We might not be able to put them together because of them not being able to fit on one single tile set. But let's just see, first of all, in RPG Maker, if we can get that half tile movement working. We tried to do it earlier with lemon and blueberry, but it's essential for this bit. So I think I deleted the script for it though, so I'm gonna have to go in here and get it back. It's just a simple script. So we've got to find the part where Rose moves, which is here. So she just moves up 3 times, but that's not really enough. I mean, if we moved her up an extra one, that'd be too much. So this is why we need the half tile movement, so she can perfectly, you know, be positioned in front of the canvas. Because right now she's like this, but we want to move her so she's like that, you know, just to look better. So you're gonna laugh your butt off. I recommend Tom Scott as a person, honestly. I'll definitely check it out. Thanks for the recommendation. I always wondered how cutscenes in RPG Maker work. Are they coded or are they recordings? It's all done in the event editor. Like, I'll just show you a quick example. It's right here anyway, because it's already up. Honestly, it's all this. You do it from movement routes and all selecting things like event commands, which have we got a pop-up of that. Sometimes it doesn't appear, the pop-ups, because there's like, I use window capture and pop-ups don't always show up. Sometimes they do, but not always. Not that one. There we go. So basically it's all done with these selections. So it's not code, it's just a visual way of doing it, a much more user-friendly way of putting a scene together. And generally, like, it's straightforward enough for most people to be able to do, but if you do want to be a bit more ambitious with it, it does take a bit more thinking and work. So yeah, it's all, as you can see, loads of movement routes, dialogue, text boxes, all that. And that's kind of what we're seeing is when we do a test play, it goes through all of that in order. So where were we? Rose, this is the bit, wasn't it? Yeah, so this was the particular bit we was working on. Absolutely, but had to pick one series channel. It's citizen needed. Look at us with our gold badges. I know. Look at you guys, top of the leaderboards. Look at you. Show it off. Well, that's weird actually. Your badge shows as #1 in chat, but 3 in the chat feed on stream. Oh, does it? That's weird. Does it? I never noticed that. I'll have to pay more attention. Silly bug. So would you say that this takes up less memory than a recorded cutscene? I wouldn't know how to, because I've never attempted to do recorded cutscenes in anything before, or RPG Maker. I don't know how that would work or how to go about that, in all honesty, because that's not the process I currently do. But I just suggest doing some research do a Google and see for sure. I can't confirm if it's possible or if it is possible, because it's not something I've actually searched myself. But the scenes we have like in our game, they're not like recorded movie type of scenes. They're just like in-game scenes, if that makes sense, where you still get dialogue boxes and choices, and you get to still do things like that. But if that's the sort of game you want to make where you've got movie cutscenes, I'm pretty sure it could be possible. I just haven't particularly looked myself. Okay, it's Monday. Time to get my life back on track with the new week. Seriously, the only productive thing I achieved in all of that last week was creating Poppy Pay, because yes, Legmog has filled in their character sheet, and honestly, it's a really good character, and I'm really excited to officially get Poppy's character sheet done. We got loads. It's going to be on the list. Legmog, how are you doing now? Excited about Poppy? It does way less memory, yes. I could imagine anything that's a big video file would definitely be big on the memory. RPG Maker is honestly pretty high level, so everything uses more memory than doing proper programming, but that doesn't mean it's a bad way to make games. It's actually pretty good. It's not going to get you a job in game dev, but it's a good gateway into game dev. Yeah, I guess it depends, like, what your skill set is. Like, yeah, you wouldn't get a job as a coder because you're not a coder. You know, I wouldn't apply for a coding job because I'm not a coder, but I might want to be in another area of game dev in a studio, you know, because I would say that I've got a skill set. Poppy hype, yeah. You know, you can be a designer, a writer, a community manager. You know, there's a lot of roles in game studios. Coding's just one department of many. From what I saw so far, game designer at least. Okay. So this is the bit we're doing. No, not that one here. Okay, so I'm going to just try and get this set up right so we get Rose half a tile closer to the easel. I think we can get rid of the move ups because we're gonna just use this script to do the job for us. So 24, 34. Oh my goodness, hang on. I think I did the wrong one. There we go. I think that's it. I'm gonna have to double check. When it comes to numbers, I get forgetful. 24, 34, I think, so. Yeah, so let's do a test play and see. It gets a bit confused. Well, no one's gifted so far. Since the leaderboard's reset now. Maybe it's Streamlabs chat, because it's run by Streamlabs, so Maybe it's on a problem on their end. Because that is what I use for my overlays. Yeah, she has moved closer canvas just as we wanted. And of course this part with the basket, when it shakes and the fruits jump out, that will start much after, because we want to see some of the painting happening first. And it'll probably shake and tomato will jump out at the point when, you know, Rose actually starts painting, and we kind of are very interested to see what this painting is. That'll be the point when the basket shakes. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I am going to do 2 separate sprite sheets for this. In fact, we don't need to. We can delete that. We can have this one be the easel one, but we can just use the Rose one for Rose. And I don't even know if we will animate Rose yet, but I want to say if we can at least do something. I'm thinking we should. Let's just stick her here for now. I can change the positioning a bit. But what I was thinking was just like, you know, make it look like her arms a bit more forward. And that can be done pretty much. I think that's an easy enough job. We can just delete the arm, because that's what they do here. Like this walking animation, like it gives the illusion of them walking, so the hand is disappeared on the left hand is disappeared on the left one, and the right hand is disappeared on that one. So we can literally do that sort of thing with her here. And Rose is left-handed, guys, so she's gonna paint with her left hand. That's because I'm left-handed. So, you know, I'm just sticking to who I am, being loyal to myself with this character. So honestly, I think it's as simple as that. You know, it's not. Sometimes when you think these animations, it's more simple than you expect. There you go. So we'll just stick her there for now. And honestly, when it comes to this easel, we're going to just have it here 3 times now. We're going to just like gradually reveal the painting, I think. I don't know why my mouse keeps sticking. We'll gradually reveal the painting, and it'll give the impression then that she's painting as each frame goes by. Rose is also cute. Yeah, it makes sense, you know, if she's gonna paint, well, we gotta make her left-handed if I'm left-handed. But the difference is I can speak, Rose can't, I guess. Maybe I'm tricking you. Maybe it's not me speaking at all. Imagine if it was someone else. Be shocked, wouldn't you, peeps? Right, so some of you might not know what it is that Rose is going to paint, but it's going to be a reptile. It's going to be one of these guys. Let's get it up. One sec. Awesome ones. Just making sounds physically and being the sounds with meaning, not just what languages, yeah. Yeah. Language is weird when you think about it. In fact, just being here is weird. Considering their language is based on whistling or clicking noises, me typing on the keyboard is a language as well. Maybe. Okay, it's definitely ASMR for you guys when I type on the keyboard though, isn't it? I hope so anyway, because we get those noises a lot in this stream. Can't be avoided. Cannot be avoided at all. I ain't gonna be quieter. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you guys. So let's get it up. Here's our website, so. Okay, where's our character form? Here we go. These are going to be going off, by the way, off the website in the next update, and they're going to be put on another page that's a secret link for people who I know have reached the 500 raindrops, and only people who've reached the 500 raindrops, once they get the Discord role, will be able to see this link. And that's because I'm just getting loads of forms sent to me. Absolutely dozens of people who haven't got 500 raindrops. Someone the other day filled in a form, and the first question on the form is, what is your Twitch Note username? And they typed in, haven't got one. And it's like, the point of this project is to be on Twitch. It's just madness. So it was something I didn't actually realise at first. I thought genuinely people would read and realise you need to have 500 raindrops. But I'm flattered. I'm flattered that people enjoy filling in my form so much. But yeah, I'm showing you this because this is what Rose is going to paint, a reptile. I think you can see it clear enough, can't you? It's a race in Raindrop Chronicles. It's one of the 8 races. They're antagonists so far. We've got 2 characters who are reptiles in our game, or 3 actually. 2 antagonist ones, and 1 is questionable at what they are, but there's 2 antagonist reptiles. And yes, it's time for them to be introduced in the story very soon, and this is kind of going to be the part that does it, because once that reptile is on that painting, Carol is going to be like, we're finding them damn reptiles, because they are involved in the kidnapping. So we need to know what the reptile's going to look like. Well, we got to start doing it. I mean, it might not look like this one in particular. This is just the default reptile here. We can have a look in our RPG Maker character generator and see the general shape of the reptile's face. And I think we can just start doing that. A cartoon version, a very minimal version of it, I guess. So let's just get the character generator up so we can see what we got. Neko Heart, yes, cat race. We've got the cat race in our game. We got full-on beast cats, where the full-on virus, and we've got the humanoid kitty ears ones as well, the Nekos. So I'm very glad to say we've got some of those in our game already. Not so far, because Lakefall and Everbloom is all kind of just a human village. But we do have people that filled in character sheets that are going to be introduced in the game in the future that are Neckos. With requests, there's just shocking. I don't know where they find me. Like, I mean, I figured that most people that would come across the website would have found me from Twitch, you know, from lurking in the stream, or, you know, YouTube, I guess. Although I honestly don't think my visibility on YouTube is that great, even though I try for it to be. It's hard to be visible on YouTube, but where else would someone who's not on Twitch have found me, I guess, and filled in the form from? I'm trying to figure out that. Human stupidity, yeah. I figured everybody would be very on the ball and read, and, you know, but no. Puts on her cat ears, meow, yay. Would you say that humans are the most populous of the races in your world? Very good question, Try. These are questions that are essential for building lore. And, you know, like I say, a lot of the lore is there's a lot of blank spaces in the lore right now, because I like it that way. That way you guys get to, like, come up with ideas if we don't have things set in stone too fast. I mean, obviously, eventually, over time, things will be set in stone because the story will progress and we'll have to set things in stone. But I only like setting things in stone that we know and as being revealed to us as the protagonist, and the parts of the world we've visited so far as well. And yes, Lakefall, our very first village in the game that we're in, that we see, is very human populated, and there's no, as it appears so far, there's no other race living in Lakefall. And that could open, you know, that opens a lot of potential ideas for the rest of the game. Maybe it's true, maybe humans are the most populous race here. From just reading the character sheets, particularly the two reptile antagonist character sheets, you can already see that humans are considered more. Well, the reptiles are the inferior race, that's for sure. They feel looked down upon. Like, if you read Rex's character sheet, he actually wants to destroy the human race because of this. And he's very protective of his fellow beast races, particularly the fellow reptiles. So just reading that makes us realise, well, yes, this is a world where humans are probably considered superior. You know, that's definitely a problem, and it's an interesting theme as well to think about, like racial themes, and it kind of could potentially make the reptiles sympathetic, because maybe they've got a point. I mean, I don't condone the murder, of course, that they want to kill the humans. Not acceptable, of course, but, you know, just finding out about the awful things humans have done and how they've treated the reptiles and all these awful things could make you at least sympathise just a little bit for why the reptiles want to kill humans. It's interesting to explore such things. I figured everybody would be on the ball. Oh, Rose, you sweet innocent soul. Clearly you've never worked in reptile. No, I haven't, no. I just figured that people would read, especially when I think of the target audience that this community and game appeals to. I figured, like, people who were very, like, good at writing and very on, you know, people like, you know, Try, and people who appreciate a good story. This is our target audience here, so I guess I figured that those sort of people would be very thorough with reading through the website and the rules, but no, it's not. It is naive of me to think that, so it's a lesson learned. I won't be making the mistake of putting the forms publicly available ever again. I guess, though, I thought it'd be pretty cool if people could just see what a character sheet was like. I thought, you know, you guys, it's fun to see what questions are asked. But yeah, they're going to have to be hidden, I'm afraid, for when you get your 500 raindrops. Hello everyone. Hi Lord, how you doing? It's good to see you. Posted a pic of me cat ears in Discord. Awesome. Yeah, get those selfies posted in. Selfies, adorable pets, anything at all. I'm interested in the elves too, even though we haven't met them yet, because they usually tend to either be close to nature types or hyper-civilized magic using high elf types. Yeah, it's fun to develop them too. I mean, just looking at the website, I mean, let's go back on. Just reading character sheets. We go on the characters of our current elf characters. Will give us an idea and an insight into some of these elves and what they're like as people. Like, we've got one here who's a knight. And some of it, like, it's very, you know, basic, and there's a lot of room for development. But these are the little clues we've got so far. And we've got Kunga Alandra, who's an elf as well. But yeah, you mentioning the close to nature thing, she is definitely that. That's for sure. And I'm pretty confident that Kung's character is going to be introduced, you know, in this segment, because of the fact she's one who hangs about in forests. We're in a forest right now in the game, so it's the perfect opportunity for her to make an appearance at some point. And things like that are going to be considered when we return to Lakefall and start writing side quests. Because Lakefall's we haven't really had a chance to really bring the world to life properly yet, because we've been very much focusing on the main story and getting those cutscenes of the main story built. But of course, eventually the time's going to come when we're really going to want to bring the world around us to life. But yes, so we were going to check the character generator, weren't we? So we will look at the reptile. Let's get a reptile. Ooh, it's so weird when there's a mix of human face with the reptile, so we have to get rid of the mouth. Obviously, we've got to get rid of those eyebrows as well. And the hair. There we go. So one thing we can't do is change the neck. I always have to do that manually, unfortunately, because there's no neck in the character generator. But the asset exists, so I just like merge the assets together in Photoshop. But yes, let's just get him nude. So this is a basic idea of what a reptile looks like. So we can just do their shape. I'm just going to take a screenshot of this or something random. And we'll just do the shape of we'll start doing the shape of the reptile's head for painting. So basically what this reptile is, he's just a lower minion. He's a minion of one of the higher ups. And that higher up is Chub Cheeks, his character. So one of the antagonists in the game. And it's going to eventually lead to encountering that reptile, and all sorts is going to happen. It's going to be fun. So we go. He looks like a bit of a worried reptile, doesn't he? There we go. So I'm going to print screen that. Oh, actually, no, I won't. I'll just export the face image. It's so weird seeing him have a human neck, but it doesn't matter because we're only using this as a guide. It's not like we're gonna just stick that asset on the actual painting. I mean, we could, but also actually we might as well do the sprite as well, because that might look it might look better seeing it from a smaller scale. Oh yeah, we need to give him some. It's pretty cool how the reptiles can have different style thingamajigs. The word slipped my mind that you call it. Curious to see which way you go. Atsu is definitely interesting. Yeah, very Japanese inspired, that's for sure. And she's going to own a brothel, and she's actually going to be the character that introduces the romance system into the game. So when we encounter her, that'll be when we become clear that it's a feature. That's why I says it probably won't be episode 1 when we get that unlocked. Because she won't be in the Everbloom Forest. I can see her being, because she runs a brothel and she's a very, you know, higher class kind of character. So she'd be in more of a higher class kind of town, that where she's based. So, but yes, as I said, the romance system will still be happening from episode 1. All those variables and points you get in from the choices you make, how you interact with these characters, will behind the scenes be happening still. And obviously it'd be super cool if, like, when we actually unlock the system, you can see it in the menu or something, or just have maybe like there's an opportunity for that to see like the romance system in a more visual way. I mean, we don't even have to go with that. We can still have it all happening behind the scenes throughout, right, and not have it visual at all. But it all depends on where we want to go, I guess. Very ambitious character compliment. I agree. If you're stuck on that painting, it would be total pain in the ass set. Good pun then, Mark. How risk. Brothel's famous for romance, yeah. And we're not going to go like ridiculously lewd in this game, because I do kind of want to keep it, you know, PG-13 if I can. I mean, if anything's going to break the PG-13 rule, it'll be violence, because I might want to go a little bit more with that in some scenes. I might want to get a bit more, we'll say. But swear words, most of them, well, all of them are going to be fictional. And like romance and things of that nature will be implied. But anything that's shown will obviously not be, you know, the nookie or anything like that. But the brothels imply it, if you know what I mean. Shazbot. But imagine it. I'm very curious though. Is there a 2D game out there of this style that does that kind of thing, like have sex scenes? Like, I'm curious because I don't know any. Loads of 3D RPGs like Mass Effect, Witcher 3 do that. You see that in that game. You get to choose who you're going to romance. And then you get their little romance scene, don't you, at some point in the game. And yeah, it's not like full-on porn as we know, but you do see them nude, the character. You see a bit of butt. And so yeah, I know plenty of 3D games that have done that, but now I'm thinking, I'm like, there has actually been any pixel art games that have done that? Because I can't think of any off the top of my head. I'm just very intrigued, because if there isn't, I'm more likely to want to explore that. But I'm open to seeing where we go, you know. You will say, I don't want to like limit the audience, but at the same time, this isn't going to be a game for children. That's pretty much clear already, because we've had strong themes. We've had people held captive. Well, Rose held captive. We've had, yeah, there's going to be violence for sure. It's unavoidable in an RPG game, sometimes these heavy themes. But yeah, I just want to know, guys. I mean, I can see you're all... Nobody's cat come up and says, oh yeah, this 2D RPG has like romance scenes of a lewd nature in them, and it's a 2D pixel game. I'm gonna Google that myself later because I'm just like curious now. But yes, interesting. I'm intrigued. If you're redesigning, moving the character forms, would you be able to show the hair skin colours somewhere so we know what our choice would look like? And hairstyles too, if they're standardised, though I don't know how you're doing that. When you say, would you be able to, let me read that again. Would you be able to show the hair skin colours somewhere so we know what our choice would look like? What do you mean by your choice? Just be more specific with that so I understand what you're saying. Try. I think Vampire Dawn has that. Oh, really? Is that? I'll have to look into that one as well, Yasmin. I'm very curious, you know, because I'm all about reinventing the wheel with Raindrop Chronicles in some ways. I know not in all ways, like visually it looks very similar to many things that are already out there, but even mechanically it might be similar, but storytelling wise and features and things that we have in the game might be really cool if we have some really unique stuff that's not really been explored in a 2D game of this nature before. Like, it's always fun to bring in something different in some way. That's for sure. It's quite old by now. I'll look into that. But when you say show the hair skin colours so you know, do you mean the custom hero? I'm assuming you mean our custom hero try. But I'm a little bit confused. It's my fault. Sometimes I'm bad at understanding things first time. So someone filling out the form would see pallid, fair, medium, tan to know what to expect for each choice. Same for like the various shades of brown. Oh, you mean the character sheet, don't you? I meant for the fire. Yeah, I was going to say. I thought at first that you meant the actual protagonist, the hero you control in the game and their skin colours, but now I realise. So let's get a form up just so we can have a browse so I can actually remember what the forms look like now, because I forgot. We use playable character. Here we go. So you've said pallid, fair, medium, tan to expect for each choice. Same for like the various shades of brown hair. Would you be able to show the skin somewhere so we know what our choice would look like, and hairstyles too? They're standardised, though I don't know how you're doing that. Oh, right. So what I usually do, like we have all the appearances here, as you probably have seen, because you mentioned pallid and fair and that. You just click what you want, and then when I'm about to do the character and the character sheet, I design them in the generator that you saw here. I click all that, and I most of the time, like honestly 95% of the time, I'm gonna do those off stream. So what I likely usually do, and I've done in the past when I've made these character sheets, is I've done it myself, and then I send a picture of the character to the person and ask if they're happy with that look. And once they've gone, yeah, I like that, they get they're public on social media. Then I post the character sheet to Twitter. Sometimes I like to do that, because if someone's like, actually, can you make the hair a bit darker or change it to a different shade of pink, I think obviously it's good if I let you guys have a bit of freedom with that. And sometimes the character form, you can't really, you know, just from the descriptions alone, it's not enough. But I try my best to get as close as possible. But all these colours are basically, yeah, they're shades that already exist. But it's like, I mean, yeah, I could like literally take a screenshot to accompany all these, but it's just the time consumingness of it that's the thing. I've putting stuff on my list to do. So, but it's not impossible to do that if I did get the time to just put an image to accompany each choice. I'm bad at writing stuff like backgrounds, but I would love to have a character named after me and designed after my wishes in the game. Awesome. Yeah, well, exactly. You can do that, Yasmin. Like, my character is me. She's Rose, and she's a vampire like me. Obviously, she's different to me as in a lot of ways, but I kind of like base her on me, if that makes sense. But some people have gone a completely opposite way and have made an entirely different person to them, and that's allowed too. Like, you can totally make whoever you want. Okay, just didn't want to give you any more work than needed. There'd be a while before I'm at that point anyway. Oh well, I don't even know if I would get the raindrops in time. There's no race. Like, there's not going to be a time when I'm like, okay, no more characters now. At the very least, minor NPCs will always be a choice, even in, I'm talking years to come, because minor NPCs, you can have hundreds of them in villages, do you know what I mean? But things like playable characters, I guess eventually there'll be a limit, because there's only so many playable characters you can have. But I've said I'm willing to have like a few dozen, because as long as there's, you know, there's a ton of classes and jobs in RPGs. Like, you could list endless amounts of class options. I mean, we've got them all here. I mean, we've got, how many? I can't think, about 15 there. There's been talk of another few that aren't even on the list that could be added. So until all those are taken up, I mean, I don't know if you guys can see the there you go. When I click that, you can see it didn't show up for some reason, the menu on the other window capture. But yeah, until all those are taken, there'll always be playable characters available. But like I say, the playable characters aren't the most in demand ones, funnily enough. People aren't left, right and centre filling in playable character forms. Major NPCs tend to be pretty popular, but yeah, it's, unless we were like absolutely overloaded with characters left, right and centre, they wouldn't be closed. But I'm more likely to increase the raindrop number, like I've got noted here, if it ever came to a lot of characters sheets and that being filled in. If there's ever like a high number of submissions, I'm more likely gonna do that, then close it for good, if you know what I mean. Master Emerald, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Thank you so much for that raid. How are you guys getting on? I'm going to give you a shout out in a sec. Master Emerald, let's catch up with chat. Wait, so if we're in Vampire in Real Life, we have to be a vampire in game too? Guess that's my choice made. Yeah, the vampires are very unique one. I mean, they're not even a class. I mean, they're not even a race, sorry, in the game. As you can see, vampire is not a race, and that's because vampires are turned into vampires in this game, and you can be a vampire no matter what you are. Like, Rose happens to be a vampire that was once human, but, you know, a human vampire. But there's, you never know, there could be feline vampires, fairy vampires, even reptile vampires, dwarf vampires, elf vampires. They're kind of, it's the lore that we know so far, it's still very much room for development at this point with vampires. But the one thing we do know is that it's not a race in this game. It's something that is you're turned that way. So yeah, if you want to be a vampire, you can, but you'd still have to have a base race. And Eric, how are you doing? It's so good to see you, Eric. I hope you're well. Going to make a Neko. It's going to be the resident of a cat in town and everybody loves and pets her and stuff. Yeah, I definitely encourage more Neko characters for sure. I'd love to see that, Yasmin. That's cute. Now look at her raise the raindrop count every time I'm one from reaching. Yeah, it's not gonna, don't worry guys, it's not gonna be something I've got on the agenda anytime soon. My stream growth is pretty steady. Like, it's not nothing drastic. My stream growth, it's been very steady. It would only happen, like, say, you know, I end up with like 50, 60, 70 viewers every day or something. You know, if we had a double size community from what we have now, then I would probably raise it more then, because there's more chance people are gonna fit in character forms if there's more people here. But the size I am right now and the size community that we are, it will stay this way. It all literally depends on variables like that. So no worry at the moment, guys, at all. Gasp, this is the Wondrous Emerald with a mask on. I was lurking in your stream too, Mask. Doing pretty good, got a great bread now. Let's give a shout out to Masked Emerald. So, was she doing art today or game dev? Let me know, chat. How was Masked Emerald's stream? Science and technology, how did it go? I'm curious. 54 is an all-time high, isn't it? What's 54? I'm trying to figure out what the... having 30 plus views is still a pretty awesome achievement. Yes, I am very happy and feel very honoured to have the community that I have. You know, you won't see me complain for a second. If we stay a humble, small community like this, you know, I like this close-knit thing we've got. If things ever changed and somehow things were bigger, then now I would have to do things differently, because obviously I'd have to, because the project would be chaos if I didn't, you know. I'd have to change things about a bit and how we give ideas and develop the game together. Things might be changed a bit, but right now everything is just working very, very well, I'd say. That's for sure. It went well. Been using Twine now for my planning. Oh, Twine was one I looked into as well, and the UI is very nice on that one, I have to say. The only thing that stopped me using Twine was simply that there wasn't as much flexibility with adding images and that kind of thing, but maybe I'm wrong, maybe there is. But I didn't spend enough time to really give it a proper chance. But I'm glad I hope Twine's going well for you. 54, I think, is the highest concurrent viewers. Yes, it's, I mean, sometimes we get a big raid here and, you know, you're like, whoa. Sometimes some lovely streamers do that, but I'm not actually sure what my general highest peak is. I couldn't give you a figure. But yeah, I check my stats, but not like where I'm obsessed with it or anything like that. Twine is interesting. I tend to use Twine as a way to organise my thoughts for the game. Yeah, I can't see adding for images like that, but for me it's working well. Yeah, for sure. I like putting these silly sprites there, mainly for you guys, so you can see a visually who is actually talking and stuff. It gives more context, but everyone's got their approach, and it's awesome. Okay, guys, so where were we? Yes, we were doing this guy here, so let's just hide the internet for now. So we're just building a random reptile. This isn't actually going to be, well, it will be a character in the game, but I'm not going to be super like decided on what he's really going to look like right now. Really, we're only doing him so we can get the shape of him, like an abstract shape for the painting that Rose is going to be doing, because she's going to be painting a reptile to sum it up. So we'll have like a reptile's outline and body shape on the painting, but obviously it's not going to be as like detailed as this would be, because wow, Rose would be a really good painter if she could paint that. Okay, so I want to like get the, I can't remember the section where we change the, here it is. Don't really care about face colours at the moment. There's no light green for some reason, but really changing the colours in the generator isn't too hard. I've changed them plenty of times. I actually changed Kung's hair as well for Kung's character, because they didn't have that beautiful rich shade of purple for the hair colour, so I actually directly edited the gradient in Photoshop to get a colour. So sometimes if your custom character, if I send you a DM and like, are you happy with how your character looks, which is what I'll always do when I've done them, and you're like, no, I want the hair to be more like orange, then I can easily do that. Changing colours is one of the easier jobs. So yeah, yeah, I think that'll do. We're not going to get fussy over him because he's not actually a real character yet. So I'm going to export the face image and the sprites as well, and we'll use those as a reference for Rosie's painting. I'm curious, those character classes for playable characters, did you select those choices specifically? Like, are they already fleshed out? Oh, you mean like, you know, priest, gunslinger, illusionist and all that like that? You mean like jobs? Yes, basically, we just... not just me, but some of the community, we just was thinking, so what are all the jobs and classes that exist in RPGs? And we kind of just listed them, like any that we could think of, and we added them. So yeah, it's just anything that is usually in an RPG that is a job is added, because I want people to have the freedom to have the class that they want to be. So the more choice that's available, the better. And I'm sure there's jobs on that list that could still be added. I remember druid not being on there, and somebody in the community really wanted to be a druid for their playable character, so they said, can you add druid to the list? And I was like, yeah, totally, because druid is very doable, and as long as it's doable in RPG Maker and there's a way to make those skills work, then I'll more likely say yes to having it as a potential playable character class. But yeah, once somebody's taken a class, they're gone then, because one thing I want to make sure of with Raindrop Chronicles is that every playable character is unique. Their class is unique to them. So once, say, we've got like the vampire class, which is Rose, there can't be any other like vampire playable character class. I mean, right now, no. I mean, if I ever change that rule in the future, I don't know, but I'd rather the existing classes get used up first, because, you know, there's a lot there. And I'm sure there's many subclasses as well, and sub-jobs that people could do as well, that could be a variation of a similar class. If someone was like, oh, but I really like that class, and there's always a way to, because someone was going to be a summoner, but instead of summoner they're a dragon tamer, I think, which is basically a summoner of dragons, but the summoner class is still available for people who are going to be less specific in what they summon. So it's endless, the amount of options available, I guess. But yeah, they're not really fleshed out. They're just there if I think that could work as a class in RPG Maker and it's doable, you know, then that'll get added. But in terms of like how they work mechanically and the weapons used and the skills specifically, they're not like 100% mapped out. There's ideas there, but it's not like, oh, it's this skill and they're going to be using this skill, because that's a lot of work, you know. It could take absolutely months and months to plan those things out for every single class. So we kind of just, like, you know, do it a step at a time. And when somebody's character's introduced to the game, like the next playable character that's introduced, will probably spend streams fleshing out their skill trees then. Like, for example, we've only got the hero and Rose at the moment. There'll likely be a third playable character that joins the party in the very near future. And we're not sure who that is going to be yet. But say if it was the herbalist, because we've got a herbalist there waiting to be added, Say if it was the herbalist character, then we would introduce them and we would get together and we'd think, okay guys, so let's think of any herbalist skills that we can add, and we'd do a brainstorm and we'd start putting together the skill tree, and then I'd actually implement it into RPG Maker. But we don't do it until the moment that we're actually going to bring them into the game, because otherwise it's just a lot of work all at one time. Okay, because I'm considering that myself, a character who might be a vampire, but their combat style wouldn't be vampire as a class. Would that be acceptable? Yeah, because vampire is exclusive to Rose, which is what I've said. But if there's ever any subclass, like, you know, I mean, it's difficult because let me just show you an example, because you've probably not seen this before. Actually, a skill. It's the skill brainstorming session that we had a while back on stream. Oh no, it's not this. Don't think it's this one, is it? Let me find it. It's somewhere on here. To open it, because it's actually been a while, so it's probably not even on the most recent at the moment. Here it is, player skills. So this is kind of an example of what we've done. I'll get the vampire one up specifically because that's like the one that we're talking about now. But this is basically how a template of skill tree works for each playable character class. So as you can see, this is Rose. She actually has 3 branches of the type of vampire she can be. We've got Butcher, which is a fighter with an animal instinct and rage, so very DPS based. Hemomancer, which is more of a buffer. And Thaumaturge, which is more of a destructive, like sort of mage style vampire. So when it comes to classes that are similar, it can be difficult because some of them could always fall under here, so they'd have to be different enough so they're not too similar to these branches at the same time, just so it can make the playable character feel unique in some way. But I'm sure, like, I know how creative we can get, and the amount of options that are available in RPGs when it comes to classes, that I'm sure there's a class out there that's similar to a vampire but isn't a vampire. I mean, hunters, again, there's so many branches of hunters. It doesn't have to specifically be hunter. Same with warrior. Warrior is like, you know, your typical axe wielding guy, but we've also got the option for a barbarian, which is kind of a branch off warrior but isn't a warrior. I think the difference between the two, like warrior is the axe wielder, whereas barbarian would have like a sort of mace, well, not a mace, sorry, but you know those sticks that have like spikes on them, what are they called? That I could imagine a barbarian having something like that. They've got a bit less finesse than a warrior. They're more rare, like, and you know, so as you can see, you can have subclasses that are similar. That's totally fine as long as we can distinguish between them enough so that they're different. Then that's cool. I think like the easiest way to do it is think, what would their weapon be? And if they would have a unique weapon, then yeah, they could totally doable to be as a class. Like, for example, warrior axe, paladin knight sword and shield, barbarian stick thing. That's 3 different fighter archetypes that all have different weapons. So, you know, for 3 different classes in one archetype there. And same with like mages. We got pyromancer, we got time manipulator, summoner, psychic, occultist, you know, all those things are very like magey. Even necromancer and occultist, like there's similarities there, but they're different enough to probably have their own weapon. And some of them are harder to think for because it's like, whoa, what weapon would a you know, so and so have some, but you know, we can get creative, that's for sure. Let me read chat anyway. More a duelist, I guess, uses a rapier or the short swords, not the highest health total, but excels at avoiding damage in the first place. Exactly. And I don't think any of these classes that we've got here, unconfirmed classes, would use a rapier, which definitely allows the option to have that kind of class added here. For sure. And when it's a confirmed class, what I usually do is I add their name here. So if you're very, very attached, Tria, to a certain class and you think you've got the name of them and the weapon you want to use, I'll likely add your name here. Even if you haven't got the 500 raindrops yet, just so that nobody else takes it, because if I put it here on this list and on the character form, there's a risk of someone else taking it then before you reach the 500 raindrops. So for people that are very attached and think, then I'll be like, yeah, I'll keep it for you then, because that's what I've done for Rex. He wants to be a cleric, and Rex is an optional playable character, by the way, because he's actually currently an antagonist in our game, and he can join the party as an optional character if you play the game in a certain way. He'll be available to you if you do things a certain way, or he'll be unavailable to you if you do things a certain way as well. So yes, he's going to be, he wanted that class, so I've put him there to be taken as that. And same with Glycine as a dragon tamer, but he's already filled in his character form and reached the 500 raindrops anyway. So, but just saying, just in case you are deeply attached and you don't want to risk your favourite class being taken. I think that's called a mace or a morning star. Oh, right. Thank you, Brim. Am I late? Hi, Chubb, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Still thinking about it. You've already picked up how much I like thinking about things like this. Well, get back to me, Try. Have a think about what a good name would be for a vampire-like class that uses a rapier. They'd be a sort of higher class one, wouldn't they? Like Rose is feral and animalistic, but you could totally be like the higher, more smarter, charismatic vampire. That could totally work as a playable character class. We just need, I think we already declared rapier would be a cool weapon, but it's just thinking of an official name that isn't vampire that we could add. But yeah, we'll get back to that then. But guys, I've gone way off today. It's 6:15 and I've gone way off. Like, holy crap, I've got carried away with the talking today, guys. It's because I'm having so much fun. Yeah, my boyfriend got me some coconut milk and put it in my bowl. Meow, time to slurp it up. I had this milk here was a mix of almond and coconut milk. It's delicious. Maybe something related to the word elegant for that vampire that uses a rapier. So what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm actually gonna put it here. Vampire. I'll put it in brackets though. Class similar to vampire, but more charismatic. Can't spell. Charismatic, higher class. Uses rapier. So we don't know the name of them, but I've added it to the list anyway. And I'm also going to put here as well, just because it seems that it's very much Tria that's into this idea. So I'm going to put 4 Tria. So same for the rest of you. Like, if you have your eye on playable character, and there's one in particular, like, you know, that you think, yeah, that's what I want to be, then I don't mind if you message me and say, you know, can you save that one for me? But I'd have to take it off the website's character form once you request it for you, because otherwise there's a risk of someone stealing it from you. And I'm only saying that for those of you that are like really like passionate about a class and you think, I really want that one. And of course, to make it clear, you need, if like a year has gone by and you've not come to the streams, and you know you haven't got the 500 raindrops and other people are interested in that class, then I probably would make it available again, just so you know. I'd only keep it available for you for a certain time. But yeah, elegance a good idea. Dance is a good one, but I guess, yeah, I guess I don't imagine vampire when I think dancer, but I definitely see the rapier thing. But dance is very flexible. There's so many visions for where you could take a class like dancer. I imagine, like, what's his name? That guy in Soul Calibur that uses the rapier, Raphael. He's very, like, very, you know, of a high. He's very posh guy, and there's almost a sort of higher class of vampire look to him, if you know what I mean. I imagine that kind of, well, you know, like Vampire the Masquerade, you've got, there's like a type of vampire in that actually is that archetype. So that's definitely what I imagine them being. I'm gonna have to look into what they're called again, but I remember from when I did play. Bit of a pyromac in real life. Okay, guys, so I am gonna do that for you guys just because you've said so, Yasmin. So what I will do is I will remove any from the character form, but it'd just be, you know, it's to save it up for you guys, just to make sure you don't lose it and anyone takes it from you. But obviously, if, you know, it's not looking like you're going to ever meet the raindrops and, you know, years have gone by, then I'll make it available again for people. But yeah, we'll keep, I'll do that for a bit for you, even though I'm not good. No, this is only for playable characters, guys. So even though Rex is here, as you can see, that's because Rex wants to be a playable character. He's an optional playable character. He can totally not be. It depends how you do his arc. He just like requested that arc for himself. He actually messaged me and says, you know, could I be a playable character even though I'm currently just a major NPC? And I'm like, if it was optional, and I was like, yeah, totally, that could make the game actually exciting to have an optional playable character. And I might open up more, you know, if there's other major NPCs that might fit for being an optional playable character too, then, you know, maybe that's doable as well for other people, but you'd have to really kind of fit into a class, you know, at least somewhat, to make that possible. What about a charm? Charm is a pretty cool one, actually, so let's just get that there. I'm going to put Charmer and question mark. Just so I remember that, because I'm in a rush now, guys, so I'm going to just making quick notes here. But I'm not going to put Charmer or whatever we're going to call it on the character form sheet, because I'm going to save that for you, Tria. And Pyromancer, if Yasmin really wants to be that and you're sure of that, Yasmin, I will take it off the character form sheets for you. Oh my god, so Alucard from Castlevania, don't know much about him. Yeah, he's another as well, for sure. And Duelist for now, or Noble, again, wouldn't have to be vampire for do it. Yeah, actually, I remember you saying Duelist and I completely slipped my mind for some reason, but Duelist is a really good one, for sure. And I think, like, Noble's good, but I definitely think Duelist sounds like more class-like. And Charmer, you know, Charmer could be one of the 3 branches in Duelist, for sure. You know, because you know how we've actually got this Butcher, Hammermancer. We have to think of 3 branches, sub-branches for each class. And that's sometimes quite creative to do and think of all those. Because we've got them for... Hunter's got Archer, Tamer and Survivalist. Warrior's got Champion, War Chief and Bruiser. So, yeah, it just kind of just makes them it allows you as the player of the game to just take a certain path with the class, you know, and build it to your liking. It's not rigid to being a certain way, which always just is more exciting for sure. Already imagining an echo that can control fire and Imam. I think that's super good too. That's why I've kept it for Yasmin, because it sounds really cool. I agree for sure. Charmer sounds more of a dancer subclass to me. Yeah, maybe it could be. You know what? I'm gonna get rid of Charmer and just have duelist, but I'm also gonna put Charmer subclass for duelist or dancer. It's very messy right now, but it's there. I don't want to lose that info. But yes, he's definitely going to be the a la carte, you know, Raphael type of guy or girl, if you want to be a girl in the game. Totally up to you. So yes, guys, that's been fun, and we did go a bit off track there. We talked about character classes, which we haven't done in a while. But of course, if anybody asks questions like that in chat, I'm totally fine to do that now and again. But just so you know, guys, this is what we've been working on. We're about to build our reptile character that Rose is going to paint. Chub Cheeks is minion. We're not going to be too fussy about what he looks like, but you know, we're just going to get a sort of abstract painting of him done and at least make it resemble him in some way. So that's the next task, and I'll be doing some stuff off stream to do with this cutscene between now and Wednesday's stream, guys, which is when I'm next live. Messing a nice clean document. Yeah, you gotta get them ideas down, that's what matters. Yay, to effing at the grocery store. But guys, so I'm gonna just make sure, if you've not seen the shop yet, have a look. We've got a t-shirt line with our fruits on them. So have a little look. There is actually currently a sale on, so if you were considering purchasing one of those shirts, now is the time while things are a little bit cheaper. But oh my gosh, I've gone off time. I will have to rush off now, guys, and I don't even think I'm going to get time to pass us on to anyone, because I think my dinner's downstairs. I'm really late. So guys, I'm going to head off here. Thanks for the chats. You've made me stream half hour longer than I should have streamed because I got so into it. So I'll be back on Wednesday, guys, and take care. All the best. Thank you so much for hanging out.